All right, so real quick, I do have an opening discussion. But before we get there, Joe, I want you to know there's also Korean drill that I found this week. It's not any good. And there's also Hong Kong drill.
Really? Well, okay.
Yes. And I have to admit, that was the one I was hoping for the best because I feel like there's like oppression and all sorts of stuff going on there that would like lead to some really angry music. It was my least favorite.
Yeah.
But I will say what was interesting was the content of it. A lot of it had to do with them separating themselves from China. Like they really wanted to make that clear. Like this was HKC, like Hong Kong City, and not China. Like they were big on that. But anyway, with that being said, the other conversation that I wanted to open with, more so for you and I, but maybe you can partake.
Who are you talking to?
Chris. Sorry.
There we go.
Sorry. I feel like everybody's in here with us, Chris, if you know what I mean.
Everybody.
Is that personal of a show, really?
That's right.
Where I feel like the audience is just
lay
like
it out.
How do you deal with someone else's kids misbehaving or acting shitty or whatever?
My hard and fast rule is I hate everybody else's kids.
Right.
I mean,
I understand.
Yes, present company notwithstanding.
But like,
man, that's tough. It's always hard. Like, I mean, you know, you and I growing up, Miss Johnson down the street might whoop your ass for speaking out of turn.
Or at the very least give you a talking to
and tell your mama,
and then go tell your parents.
And now, you know, if I ran, you know, let's say you and I didn't know each other, and sir, your daughter is cutting open ducks over here to see if why they float.
It's because it's for science. It's fine.
And you know, you would have my Selena would never do that.
Yeah,
she would never cut open a duck. What? How dare you?
I would not. I would flip the fuck out on her. But I know exactly what you mean.
Yes,
I know exactly what you mean. It's always about like, you know, like your kid's fucking up in school. Well, what are you teaching them? What do you you know what I mean? Whereas
no one takes fault.
No, in my day, like if my teacher was to say something happened with me, my father would instantly be like, "What the fuck did he do?
Yeah.
Tell me what he did. I'm gonna fucking get it. I'm gonna take it out his ass."
Yeah,
you know, like, but like, I find it. I don't have an answer for it.
Right.
Here's what I do.
It depends if they're in your house or you're out somewhere though, too, right?
Yes. So, yes. Yes and no. So like,
sounds complicated.
If they're in my house, I might say, hey, in our house we do this. But like if we were all like just outside at a park and I saw a kid that like, not just a random kid, well maybe even a random kid, I'll be honest with you, I might be like, hey, we're not doing that. Don't do that. Like, if, you know, kicking kids in the face or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I'd be like, don't do it. We're not doing that.
Critical of you, but that's okay.
My general approach is reprimand the kid and then deal with the consequences of the parent, whatever they shall be.
Yeah.
And I've never had an issue with it yet. The closest I got was we have a neighbor who I like well enough. And their kid, we have like the fucking same fucking bullshit Costco lights that everybody in a fucking America has, like stringed across their backyard because it's fucking the most basic white girl thing in the world. And my wife is a white girl. Not as basic as the most basic, but has a little tint of it in her. She's got a pumpkin spice up there, I'm sure, somewhere.
White girl tendencies.
We as well have said lights on our back.
There you go. So I saw this kid like all but hanging on it and swinging them around and everything else. And she's hanging out with...
On yours?
Yeah. She's hanging out with Selena and the other girls back there. But I just like, I slid the door open. I was like, hey, don't do that. And she let go. And then I slid the door back.
Yeah.
Right? I got together with their parents one night for drinks or whatever. And it was like in the 9th inning, it came up. And the mother was like, and she wasn't even really swinging him or hanging on him. She said she was just touching them or trying to fix something on him. I was like, oh, no. Is that what she told you? No, that's not true. I saw it plain as day. In fact, I let it go on for like 30 seconds, hoping that it was just because sometimes you say don't do it. And now it's like, it's all I can fucking think about. I'm that way anyway. Like, don't touch this. I'm like, oh my God, cancel the show. All I'm going to do is dance my fingers around this until I think you're not looking and I can touch it. So I tried to let it go for a while, but it didn't stop. So that's when I said something. And then she was like, well, you probably couldn't see. But I was like, no, I as clear as I see you right now, right here, I saw her. And it's no big deal. Kids will be kids. Like, if I was a kid, I probably would have done way worse to that string if I was interested in it. String? I think I'm okay with string.
It's got lights on it, though.
After Chris just asked, where's that big purple monster?
Yeah. So I was talking about Galactus, but Bobby was in the bathroom when I asked him, so I could see how it could have been misconstrued.
Where's that big?
String of lights is common vernacular.
At any rate, I was like, I would have done way worse. You know, it's no big. I said it. She let go. Case closed. You know, and then I said, and I hope if my daughter, you've ever seen my daughter fucking up, you fucking give her a piece of your mind. You know,
and honestly though, like if they're on your property, and like those parents have let. I mean, whether or not they're like, I'm going to go play outside and they end up in your yard, guess what? If they get fucking hurt on your property.
Yeah, it's on me.
Right. So, I mean, I think that's even like, I've had kids. I remember when we first moved in, Kennedy made friends with some kids in the neighborhood. And like, I was down in the basement and these kids are like doing somersaults down my fucking stairs. I'm like, whoa. We're not doing this. No, I'm not scooping anybody up for broken anything in my house. I don't even really know these kids. And
we had a couple, recently, like on the ball field, that's
a heated place.
Yeah, you have no idea, dude. I'm going to talk about that too, and I think I've already talked about it, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. But like, this ball, these kids that were like younger siblings were like playing with this ball, and they were on my radar the whole time because they were fucking out of control, and they're right by the road. Now, I wouldn't say, hey, don't play with that ball there. That's not my place.
Right.
But that ball went into the road, and this little girl took off after it. And as soon as she did, this fucking minivan came whipping around the corner, and I was like, hey! And she turned around, and I was like, stop! And she stopped. And she stood on the fucking curb, and I went and got the ball, and I came back, and the father was just like, what are you going to do? You know, like they're all parents these days are just laissez-faire across the board. But then the other day, there was a kid climbing up the fence of the like, it's not the dugout, but it's like the side fence, so that, you know, people that are watching don't get hit. Okay. You know what I mean? Right. And he's like poking his head. He like climbed the fence. He's got his head up over the fence watching the game. But it's also, if there's a foul ball or something, like this fucking little 5-year-old kid is going to catch it, you know, with his forehead.
Yeah.
So Laura was like, hey, buddy, get down. You know, and the parents looked over at us, and we just looked over at them, and then everybody went back to the game.
Yeah.
Like, what? You got something? Oh, you're good. Okay, good.
Like, I don't understand what happened. Like,
it's a different energy, man.
But it's our generation. We are the
problem. Our generation.
You are the parents.
As a generation, we are one, Joe. Yeah.
You can say you people.
If we are fans, we are fans from the other week.
Fucking childbearing people.
Man,
what happened? Because we weren't raised like that
at all. I have no idea, man. I have no idea.
What happened? Like, you would assume that we pass it on the same energy.
If it was Selena that was climbing up that fence, or the baby, because of more age accurate, I'd have been like, get your dumb ass down off that fence before you catch a ball with your face.
Yeah.
You know, and then she'd walk over, and I'd call her a bozo, and, you know, and like lovingly, and move on with the day. But like, and then I would probably say to the parents, thank you, I didn't even see it. Thank you. You know, like, that's for me is like takes a village shit. You know what I mean?
I mean, morally speaking, I think that's the right answer to, like, help. Not parent other people's kids, but like, see something, say something.
Yeah.
But I agree. I don't care. I'll watch a kid get hurt. I don't give a fuck.
Well, I will say this. Just a brief part of,
as long as they're not fucking up. Like I do. If they come, like, there are sometimes, because I work in this rich ass neighborhood, sometimes there's fucking wild ass kids in my store. I'm gonna get the fuck out. I'm like, not in here. You want to do that? Go outside.
Oh, I gotta go.
That's the only time I ever fucking deal with kids.
Yeah, man, Chinese Joe's mean as hell.
Yeah,
they're in my if they're in my territory, don't fuck with my territory. This is Hong Kong.
Well,
you're gonna build a wall next.
Build a wall.
Joe's over here stirring up emotions in me. I remember back when I was in the film industry, the video store, we had we sold bulk candy where, you know, you scoop it out and we weigh it. Horrible.
Shit, like the candy stores in the mall?
Yeah, so guess what I ate for lunch most days? Chocolate covered some kind of nut.
You're on a roll today,
so to speak. They had gummy worms too. So
gummy strings.
One day it's middle of the day. I remember this plain as day, and this was fucking in the 90s. There's this family comes in, you know, we're in rural Alabama, so you can get the vibe.
It's been a while.
That's very appropriate. And this kid is like hovering around the candy, and I'm just kind of waiting. And he puts he has on like flip flops. He puts his foot in like one of the bins. It's like, whoa! What are you doing, man? You can't do that. And his mom runs up, snatches him up, puts him on her hip. You know, the way she stands in the front of her single wide with the Christmas lights on in July. It says, he's only 3. It's like, I guess you need to do a better job. And you need to buy all that candy now. I ain't buying shit. And they left. But I had to throw away. Actually, you know what? I don't think I threw it away.
Oh.
I just didn't eat any more of it.
Super bad. Did you keep selling it?
Probably. Dude, it was the 90s. Everything was wild back then. And working in the film industry, it was... we're gonna go grocery shopping. Y'all just stay in here. I'm like, this is not a babysitting service. Like, they'd go to the video that I'd take 3 days to fix the video game aisle and shit.
Right.
I mean, yeah. If you have enough sense to say he's too young and does wild shit, then you should be just fucking holding on to him. But also, like, I was left in places, but I would never act like that. I guess I was just raised.
I was just afraid I'd get in trouble if I acted bad. And I don't think
me too.
there's no repercussions anymore.
And I acted up.
I never fuck shit up.
I acted up, but it was
Differently, though.
It was different. It wasn't disrespectful.
Not disrespecting other people's property.
Yeah.
Like, not like that. Well, usually I get left at like, Babbage's, I think is the name.
Oh, dude, Babbage's.
I just sit there and play the game because they have to like the fucking game console.
Babbage's was a sharp, laid out store.
Yes,
those white shelves,
I'm
all
glad
at that
you remember.
angle. Like it was like it looked like you were in like someplace fancier than you should be, like a goddamn Versace store or something. Like
we didn't have Babbage's outside.
That's when they used to sell computer games.
Yeah,
you can't buy computer games off the shelf anymore.
Was that the same as EB Games?
No, so that was Electronic Boutique.
Yeah, EB is like GameStop.
Yeah.
Well, I know GameStop ended up basically buying all those. There was one. There was some game store I remember in the mall we had that. Yeah, it was like the only place to buy a computer game.
Yeah,
but
Microsoft Flight Simulator 96.
Yes,
I'll tell you. Like I had, so I told you that story about Selena collapsing on the fucking blanket. And I told her to get on her fucking feet. I told you that, right?
You might have told that story one week when I wasn't here. I don't recall that.
She was having a rough day at practice. This was earlier on, to be fair. She was having a rough day, and the rougher the day got, the worse her performance got, which made her more frustrated, which made it rougher, which made her performance worse, which made her more frustrated. It was like a snake eating itself, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the game, or the end of the practice, and we're not talking about the game, Joe.
Not a game.
We're talking about practice.
Selena's supposed to be the franchise player.
I know it's funny. It's funny to me too.
Talking about practice,
but she came over and collapsed on the blanket that Laura had laid out and was sitting on. I just collapsed on it and started wailing away, like all that. And I was like, "Hey, get on your fucking feet!" And like you could have heard the fucking birds in the trees stop chirping.
They're like, huh?
Like you could have heard a pin drop. And as soon as I said it, and I looked around, I could see all of the parents and coaches looking at me as if I had 2 horns and goat feet. And I said, and she picked herself up, and I said, "Pull yourself together." And she did. And then we got in the car. We didn't say a word. We got home. Laura's trying to crack jokes. She's not funny at all. And we got home, and I pulled her up. Laura's like, "I'm gonna go get the dog." I said, "Okay," because to let the dog out. And I pulled Selena up, and I was like, "Listen to me. Don't you ever do that again. Like, if you need to fall apart, you get home and fall apart. You get to somewhere safe where people love you and people take care of you and fall apart there. Don't ever fall apart out there ever again. Because fucking, it's bigger than softball.
Absolutely.
And you will encounter people in your life that will fucking eat you when they see that behavior."
Yep.
And that was the end of it, right? And dude, ever since then, no parent has fucking spoken to me. The fucking coaches give me fucking looks and shit.
You should just wear the mask to the practice now.
And I'm the only fucking parent that's been to every game and every practice, just as fate has allowed it with my schedule. Dude, nobody gives me any kind of warm vibes at all. And I'm cheering the kids on, and I know a lot of their names now, and Riley and this one and that one, and like
they probably think you're some kind of stage dad.
Yeah. So anyway, I was looking for advice, and we did a Patreon Zoom meeting this past weekend, and there's some of those guys that like have coached like different stuff and they actually gave me some good tips that I'm going to take with me in the future. So I appreciate it. But unfortunately,
saw about that, right?
So funny you should bring that up, Joe. So unfortunately, between the time that I've been feeling about how should I improve, and the time that I had this Patreon meeting with good advice, I talked to Gary in between there, and that was a tactical error. But to be fair, he was like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how to give constructive criticism. I don't know. Like I'm awful. I've ruined my children. He was like, and I told him my story about Get on Your Fucking Feet, and then he was like, oh, I got you beat. And he was like, listen, he was like, it was a game, so there's more parents. There's always more parents at the games than there are the practice, because we're talking about the game, not practice.
Right, not a game.
And he said Jack, which is his oldest son, was out there fucking up and came back in on the bench, and Gary was so beside himself. He said, as soon as I'm waiting for you to finish your coffee. He said, as soon as he entered into like the dugout, he was like, "Hey man, can I ask you a question?" And Jack was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you fucking mentally ridiculous?" But he didn't say that.
Wow. Yeah, we know what that stands for in this podcast.
Yep.
And he said, as soon as he said it, he could see the other fucking parents and the other, you know.
Oh.
But anyway, Chris, you got your coffee first. Joe, how was your nerd week?
What I did I fucking do anything? Some bad movies, man. And it's bad to me.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah,
go figure. Am I right?
That's right. Listen, if you like bad stuff, I got a series on Disney Plus for you. maybe a couple of them.
Yeah,
but usually I watch bad movies that I enjoy. These not so much. I was looking forward to this Deadstream.
Deadstream.
Yeah, it's a new horror movie on Shudder.
Okay,
the premise sounds interesting. It's like a disgrace, for an equivalent of a YouTuber trying to get his audience back, and his channel was for usually doing stunts and shit, and then he went too far and got fucking banned for 6 months or whatever.
Okay,
so now he's going to go to this haunted house and lock himself in for a night.
And film everything
live, right?
And there's been other movies with a similar premise, right?
Kind of.
Okay.
But this one wasn't good.
Okay.
It started off as an interesting premise, and it started off okay enough, but about like 20 minutes to 30 minutes into it, like it's just not good. The effects weren't good. The acting wasn't good. I think they had maybe like $300 of the budget or something.
So real quick,
an Arby's coupon.
Yeah. Cole's Cash.
But it's rated really high, which I'm confused. On Rotten Tomato, even.
I cut you off. So
it's the nerd rage way. That's hard to say. I don't have Shudder. I've never seen the platform. I know it. Does Amazon own Shudder?
It's part of Prime. If you have it, it shows up as like a category.
Oh, I didn't realize that. So.
You need a pair of clippers or something, Joe?
No, I just like to eat my fingers.
You can look at mine. I
do too. Especially when it gets dry.
I can tell when I have a lot of shit going on. It's like it's my tick.
Yeah.
So
I got a lot of shit going on. So I'm hella biting.
Why don't we make some movie? I mean, why don't we produce some movie content? Because
I think we could.
We could, because there's so many places to put it now. I mean,
I think
might
we
end up on Tubi or something, but
I think
paying
3B, 2B.
Adam and I had talked about it prior to his leaving about doing a Nerd Rage movie, like I think Nerd Rage Radio Presents, and it was I think it was called Bobby's Last Taco was the name of the.
It's going to end in the musical number.
I think we should we could do a sci-fi movie.
We can. It's just about.
We can build. I know a guy could probably build some sets. I know a guy wants to build some.
I'll be honest with you.
I can do some special effects in Blender.
There you go.
I think
it'd be great.
Like I'm down to try whatever, but I think the no-brainer honestly is a comedy.
Oh, it is. Yeah. It's a sci-fi comedy.
It would be on brand though, comedy. Like that's what the show really. We're here for the fucking lols.
I mean, we've all got a cell phone, and we could do voiceovers, and we pull together a script or a fucking outline, and then just go to Fort Armistead and we'll see what happens.
See if we can get some extras.
Yeah, hey, you guys want to? Can you not do that but stand behind us?
Supporting cast,
or keep doing that.
Keep doing that.
You're not gonna.
Don't let us distract you. In the background.
You're no longer going to be an extra or a supporting actor. You're going to be a star. You're going to be a fucking star, and you're going to be playing your one-man show nightly for the next 10 fucking years.
That's right.
For a captive audience.
$10 to touch it. I'm sorry, Joe.
It's the time and effort, really. It sounds fun, and I love it.
Yeah.
I would love to act, but
well, I mean, some of the shit I see, I don't think it takes that long to make.
I mean, you're talking about feature. That's true. It still takes whatever. This movie was like an hour and a half. It took at least an hour and a half to film it.
Okay.
It's hard to pull an hour and a half out of the day for all of us together. That's not on the show.
That's right.
Yeah, but
we'd have to do some hardcore planning around that.
Yeah, and we would we wouldn't, Rome wasn't built in a day. We'd had to come up with a script.
Who's going to be the best boy grip?
I got a guy.
You got a guy. Nice.
We'd had to come up with a script, and then we'd had to come up with basically layouts and shit. Okay, all the scenes that take
but
place.
You know how to do all that already.
Yeah, all the scenes.
I remember forgive me, I don't remember the video where we did the dinner party.
Yeah.
And dude, Clue, you had that whole thing laid out
storyboard,
and we shot it once. You didn't reshoot anything.
Yeah. So so we're just look, all the scenes that are going to take place in this field, we'll get all of them today, whether it's, with wardrobe changes and shit. And, that's the way to do it.
Exactly.
So, when is this happening?
I guess we can.
Whenever.
We've been talking about this for 4 years.
We'll do an Indiegogo and get some money.
Kickstarter.
I don't think it'll take that much money.
And there's
they have so much equipment already.
And they have in Baltimore, there's a place that has a thing like they film the Disney shows on.
Yeah.
It's around
Volume.
Volume, yeah.
What?
The
soundstage?
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty
But
much.
it's
The
that
modern,
curved screen, and they use
that moves around like a video game, like they did Mandalorian on. So when the camera moves, the background moves.
It's all Unreal Engine.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Joe's like, I'll do that part.
Yeah,
that's the fun.
Call me for that day.
So yeah, it was not good, but it was rated high on Rotten Tomato, but I don't understand. But sometimes that score doesn't,
because people are dumb, Joe.
Rotten Tomato scores? I thought you liked Rotten Tomato scores.
I like the critic score.
Is that how it pops up?
No, both pop up.
Critic is the green one,
is
and
one,
the popcorn one is the other.
Okay. I don't know. I just Google. Usually I Google movie names, and Rotten Tomato critic score comes up, and a Google user rating.
Oh, really? I don't know how often I take advantage of just Googling something to see how it has hit. There's a movie out there called The Green Knight.
Yes, I heard of it.
I've wanted to see it forever. I think it's a fantasy type movie. I've wanted to see it forever. It looked cool.
I'm assuming it's based off of Green Knight.
But I can never find where it's at, or you know what I mean? I have no.
You can just Google. All you have to do is Green Knight streaming, and it'll list exactly what time. It will tell you what time it's going to come out on TV next, bro.
Dude. I mean, I'll be honest with you, Joe. It's just where I'm like, where's the fuck is the remote? I'll spend 10 fucking minutes looking for the remote, and I have one on my phone.
Oh,
yep. That's one. It's one of my.
You can go press the button.
I never think about what's on my phone outside of having to post fucking links for fucking content all goddamn day.
I use everything. I use my phone for
I wish I did.
So we use the Roku streaming, and if I can't find the remote, it's on my phone. In the shop, I use Roku, and I can listen on my headphones through my phone and watch the Roku.
It's great.
Yeah,
phones are great, bro.
It's magic.
And then last night for horror movie for movie night for the month is Asian horror movies. Watch the original The Grudge. Does not hold up at all.
What doesn't hold up about it?
The Japanese one?
The original.
Is it this?
Wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar in the
American
US
one?
version?
But I also forgot that there is a remake in 2020 that I forgot about and haven't watched.
I would like to see that.
I want to watch that
because I didn't like the first American one.
I like The Ring.
The Ring was great.
Much better.
Yeah.
Yeah, and last week we watched the Japanese Ring, but the effects doesn't hold up. The storytelling doesn't hold up. I don't know if it's a cultural thing because the Ring had the similar issues where it seems to be very not linear. The storytelling it's very all over the place with new people that shows up all the time that you don't know who they are. But it could just be me and not being recognized that all Japanese people don't look the same. Because there was definitely a time when it's did I see this character already or no? Because whenever I just because there was time jumps too at some point, but so I don't recommend it.
All right,
even though it's a classic, you can.
Dude, I'm saying something for you to come in this motherfucker and not recommend some shit. that shit's got to be super trash.
It doesn't hold up. It's from what 99, 2000, something like that.
The
American Grudge was better. And that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's a cultural thing that like the Western way of storytelling is what I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
So because The Grudge and The Ring were both, the Japanese version were both considered classics. And they're great at the time.
And it's only the success of The American Ring that greenlit The Grudge.
Right. So like I don't know if it's just a cultural thing.
Yeah.
Just like maybe for anime, for you sometimes it could be just a cultural thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that like in a world where like they transformed anime properties,
yeah,
I'd probably be the biggest anime fan in the world. You know, where like American writers got hold of Japanese ideas. You know, I think I'd probably be all this shit would be anime.
Right. I mean, did you watch Castlevania still?
I couldn't make it through. I watched like the first couple of episodes and I lost interest. It's a pacing thing with that. And that's another problem that I have with anime, to be fair, is like the lingering panning shots of just like
you gotta fill 22 minutes.
I think
it's spent like 88 hours hand painting.
I think it's part that and it's part that. It's part of it is we have to make this fit a certain time frame, and the other part is look what we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
So no, I think it's okay to. I think people are not offended, but get upset when you trash a classic because it's classic. But I think it's okay to trash a classic because it's okay to admit that it was amazing for its time.
Yes.
And that we've moved on.
Yes, it's okay to trash it after saying that part.
Yes, it's a classic. I know it's classic. It was great for its time. But it's not good.
Yeah.
Just like how you were starting to feel with Dracula last week.
Yeah, dude.
It's aging, right?
It's starting to age.
But it was a classic.
Yeah.
It was great for its time.
Yeah.
And you still love it in a way that, you know, because...
And the good of it is still super good.
Yeah.
You know, when it's just the good actors, which is all but one.
All but one?
It really is.
Dude, even the extras are better?
Dude, watch it.
No, I watched it like last year.
Yeah, no, watch it again now with that in mind. Dude,
I'm going to watch the extras.
It's painful. There's actually a YouTube clip that Inhaled Fart sent me of just his bits compiled together.
I mean, I know that I think it's some of his worst acting.
It's bad because he had to actually act. That's why I had this conversation with Gary today, or recently. It was a good conversation, but I was like, he's not good. Gary's like, he's fucking awesome. he's the best. Keanu, everybody loves Keanu, and I was like, I know. And he was like, yeah, but it's more than just his ability to act. He can actually do shit. Like he can perform, and I was like, I know. Join a circus. And Gary was like, you know what? You're probably right.
How was his acting in Cyberpunk?
I mean, it's voice acting, so...
I mean, it's part of mocap, too, I would assume.
Sure.
But I mean, but really...
It's fine. I mean, I find the character annoying, but it's just part of the story.
His voice acting in Super Pets was fine.
His voice acting in Toy Story 4 was fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think that's what it comes down to, but I think voice acting is harder than regular acting a lot of times. Because you have less to work with.
I think it can be, except when there's not much to work with in the first place. You're like, all you do is this thing, right? He just does this one thing, and he does it well enough. But like, so, okay, now you just do it, and you can just come up in sweatpants. Easy. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know the range of his...
Listen, as long as he keeps wearing suits and shooting people in clever ways, I'm down. Yeah. John Wick 4. Yeah.
That's coming up soon.
Next year.
There was the 10-year reunion.
The Devil's Grown Young.
That's the best. That's the best. That's the best fucking line. Best fucking scene where you just...
I got to get that shit on the board.
Are we watching a fucking movie? Like a movie they produce and fucking release in theaters?
Well, how would you guys react in that situation?
Not that.
No, I don't know. It's like you know, his British accent is slightly better than Kevin Costner's in Robin Hood.
Is it better than Thor's American accent? Because sometimes I'll be scrolling by like a lot of random ass movies he's in.
He's another one. I think he's a hack. Chris Hemsworth. I think he's a hack. I think that he got lucky and he can play an idiot, and they just kind of keep letting him do it. I think the only thing that's different about him... Oh, wait! Bill and Ted! they're very similar. They can play an idiot, or they can play like a warrior that's super squared away. That's it.
Have you guys ever heard of the transatlantic accent? It's this half fake British accent that actors use in the 40s and 50s. I think a good example is Princess Leia in episode 4.
Yeah.
This kind of sort of, it's like,
people,
what are you doing?
And
It's a movie accent.
It's
generic
literally
accent.
made up for a movie accent. It's supposed to make you feel sound fancy, and it's almost like it's like half a Savannah drawl and a little bit of British.
They say that
Very strange.
like fansplaining
Yeah.
has been that she was mocking them, like. Because even in the movie, she goes in and out of it.
Yeah.
It's not consistent.
Oh, like Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Anyway, continue.
But I mean, I don't think it's the worst to have made up accents if you were doing it on purpose for, like a fantasy movie. Or like if the fucking elves or hobbits or whatever have their own accents that is made up. And so that makes sense. Why would they have fucking British accents?
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's because I think honestly, I think the reason is your target market is the American audience, and it's like something like primal that just says, "Oh, foreign."
Right. I mean, I would assume that goes the same for any English-speaking country because it doesn't sound like anybody's accent.
Right.
So to everybody, it's a foreign accent. Which I think is kind of smart.
The one that drives me nuts is John Boyega in Star Wars. The guy's British. He put on an American accent, but the character he's in the scenes with is British.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Why does it matter?
I actually, I defended Ray tooth and nail through 7 and 8. And
Ray Park?
No.
R-E-Y.
Yeah.
Oh, Ray Skywalker.
Ray Skywalker.
You got it.
Ray
Palpatine?
Moving on.
Ray Palpatine - Skywalker. It's hyphenated now. It's 2022.
There you go. What a name.
I really hate that movie, man.
Which goes first, though? Is it Palpatine - Skywalker or Skywalker - Palpatine?
I'm going to get Bobby a robe embroidered in Arabish that's a JPS.
These people
or
at the,
RPS.
these people at the table,
Palpatine,
listeners, they're not friends of mine, man. All they try to do is hurt me.
To show you love.
But one thing I was always critical of with her was the British accent is off-putting because Star Wars has kind of established that the villains have British accents. Like it's a tradition.
Yes, tradition. Even though it wouldn't make sense in world.
No,
but you're just used to like that's what the bad guy sounds like.
Yeah,
the good guy sounds like.
Yeah,
but no, Chris Hemsworth off. If you Chris, because
Chris.
you have Netflix.
Because I do, and also my name is also Chris.
I don't have it,
and you can how when you scroll through the things, they come up with a little trailer. They'll start talking.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of fucking, I guess, direct to DVD, direct to video, direct to streaming.
Yes.
Chris Hemsworth's movies. He sounds awful.
Yeah, I was gonna say shocker
with an American accent or just in general?
No, it's obviously him supposed to be American, but it's not fucking sound American.
Part of me is like, dude, I guess he likes making movies because I can't imagine. No. I'm saying it. Listen. I can't imagine
making movies,
right? But I can't imagine.
Likes making movies.
It's like, look, you see, like the cast of Seinfeld. A lot of people are, well, they really didn't do anything after Seinfeld because they didn't fucking have to.
Yeah,
right. They got money.
They just made a buck. I mean, I would imagine that he's rich beyond his wildest dreams from doing Thor movies.
Unless he blew on hookers and blow,
maybe, or maybe his brother's like a succubus, and he just, he's got a brother named Liam.
He's in movies too.
I know, but maybe he's the one with the drug habit.
But I mean, I assume some people went into acting people go into sports usually for the money and not for the love of the game.
Sure.
But for acting, I feel like people want to be actors.
An actor.
Or just for the attention of things.
Yeah, but I think you can tell the ones that take the art seriously versus the ones that cash out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And then sometimes it switches. Like Matthew McConaughey, like I'll never like I used to clown that motherfucker all the time.
Yeah.
And then he did that show on HBO.
All right.
Yeah, that show on HBO that was pretty decent.
True
Detectives. And they interviewed him about it. They're like, this is very different for you. And he's like, yeah, allow me to explain. I had 3 kids or whatever it was. With 3 kids, I had to pay for college, grad school, etc. I did romance movies. Yeah. My kids are now paid for. They're taken care of. Now I'm going to do what I want.
Yeah. So
I've heard that from several people.
My fucking respect
for
him went through the fucking roof.
Yeah. Because people do forget that. Just because you're performing or entertaining doesn't mean it's not a fucking job.
And then he did Interstellar, which that movie haunts me to this day. Like that, I love that movie, but just the thought of it haunts me.
But also, no, to be an actor in the first place, I don't think it's just the money. I think a lot of it has to do with the fame and fortune.
Yeah,
yes, but fame.
yeah.
People want attention,
and they want
to be looked at.
That element of Hollywood fame specifically, the star.
You know,
on the thing,
that's why it makes sense for a lot of them to just want to keep making movies and being seen because they want to be seen.
Tinseltown, baby.
Well, you know, Samuel L. Jackson said I don't know if he's never turned down a role, but
Well, yeah, I saw an interview with him.
works constantly.
I don't know why I'm reciting all these interviews today, but I saw an interview with him one time where he was like, they were like, "Why do you work so much? Why do you do all these movies?" And like some of them
give me money.
He's like, some of them are good or some of them bad. And he was like, "Do you know that when I grew up, I went without meals? They're going to pay me $60,000 sometimes just to come and talk for 5 minutes. I'll be there.
Yeah.
I'll be there on Monday."
Perfect sense. But somehow,
Palpatine returns.
Palpatine returns,
God
and
bless.
some people do that and have respect and great, and then some people shows up in the fucking million DVD movies.
Yeah.
and they don't get credit.
They're in the bin at Walmart.
Yeah.
Because I guess because of base charisma or acting talent.
Yeah.
When they show up in good movies, because you see fucking like Ben Kingsley in some awful fucking movies.
Yeah. He's done some trash stuff.
But he's also in a lot of good stuff.
He's Trevor. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think it's like, didn't he play?
Because he's not.
he played Gandhi. He won like an Academy Award.
That probably would. Can you imagine the outrage that would happen today?
Yeah.
Like, they would have just killed him.
Yeah.
They'd have just been like, he would have announced it. Like, I've taken this role. It's a hero of mine, Gandhi. They'd be like, hey, come out here for a minute. Put your head in this hole. We're going to drop this giant fucking knife on top of it and put it in this basket and parade it around town.
But
Nobody takes you serious until you've got a guillotine.
Yeah, so some people can do whatever the fuck they want and they still remain A-list. And some people remain B-list or worse, forever.
Or worse, yeah. I remember a buddy of mine. This is stupid. He had a record label, one of those.
Yeah.
And it was called A-List Entertainment. And I wasn't even familiar with the term A-list, but like we like clowned it because like it sounded dumb to us.
Was it going to be first in the phone book? Is that why I picked A-list?
So we were like, I'll just never forget. Like me and my buddy Tony, like we're making fun of him. We're like, why fucking A-list? And he just looked at us and said, "You want to be on a B-list, motherfucker?"
Yeah. Before I was a D-list celebrity.
Yeah.
What else? What?
What ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo?
What
Are we scatting? Skip it up, bop, skip up, bop, ba-dop, bop.
Hey, that's Joe. I'm Joe.
Joe
Joe and Joe. Nice
Tagging
to meet
Joe.
you, Joe.
That's the Joe Button with Joe Biden on it.
Oh, man. We need the womp womp for that.
No.
Womp womp.
Fuck. It's too early for this.
Dude, and if you want, I could put on some Joe Button in the background while we press the Joe Button to play Joe Biden.
No,
Come on.
I don't need to be sad today.
I do this.
Yes, you do this.
Bobby, listen, I know you're just trying to pump up the show.
Oh, here we go. I'll tell you what, that motherfucker is full of shit. I love his music, but he is full of shit.
Who, Joe Biden?
Yeah.
I thought you loved that guy.
It's loving. I love certain elements of him, and certain elements of him I just think he's a complete
Joe.
fucking idiot.
Joe Biden's got some really good parts. You might ask around to some Hollywood starlets; they might tell you it's different. But
Yeah, he has slung it around.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Did podcast with Dante and Phil. So you like horror podcast? Dante's podcast. We did well, I think we were originally going to just do Hellraiser in general, but I think it ended up being the new Hellraiser movie.
I still want to watch that shit. I keep forgetting. It's on Hulu, right?
Sure.
I think so.
yeah, I think
Yes.
it's
The home of the remakes.
Yeah, I'm
only done two.
I'm gonna add that shit to my list right now.
But what doesn't make sense to me is, it doesn't have to make sense to me. There's a new Hellraiser series that's coming out somewhere also, but I looked into it and it's a completely different creative group with them completely not linked, and they're just two completely separate companies who got a hold of the license doing completely different things. I think that's going to be confusing the audience a lot.
Sounds like Silverhawks.
yeah, between Super 7
the
and
toys.
Ramen
Yeah.
Toys.
So at least one is a movie and one's a series, but the movie came out second, and you get in a bad spot because the movie came out and it's good.
Yeah, I've added it. I just added it to my stuff.
To me,
Joe.
so like now you don't even have a release date for the series yet. But by the time it comes out, I don't know how it's gonna be, how well you can possibly do in comparison, because we have a decent Pinhead again now in IMO, in my opinion.
Thanks for explaining that.
What are they going to do with their Pinhead? Because we were talking about that. You kind of have to have you don't have to have a Pinhead, but you kind of have to have a Pinhead.
You gotta have a Pinhead.
All you gotta need is a box, Bobby. All you need is a box for Hellraiser.
Could I tell you guys?
You don't have to have a Pinhead.
Nah, I disagree.
Could I tell you guys something? I've never seen any of the Hellraiser movies.
That's fine.
Yeah, but you're not a horror movie guy, right?
Yeah.
But you know Pinhead.
I obviously know who the character is.
In the box.
But the box is like...
Is that what that song's about?
What's in the box?
Roddy Rich.
I'm the man.
In the box, yes. But there's a bunch of other people in the box, too.
Tube socks.
I thought you were talking about the Roddy Rich record. It's called The Box.
Who?
Forget it.
I know who Roddy Rich is.
Okay.
I mean, I've heard his name.
Yeah.
Actually, saw him on something. His music played. I'm like,
That record was
all right, name for me.
That record was huge, but
But
it never really took off.
But because it's a reboot or remake or whatever it is, and you're catching a new audience and you do your own thing, you don't have to have a Pinhead. You have to have a strong Cenobite or strong...
No, I disagree, man.
Because you're already entrenched in that old mentality, bro. You're the guy... Well, you're not the guy, but the same mentality as people. It's like, it has to be Doug Bradley. Well, it did, because we've had two other Pinheads that weren't good. Oh, the Pinhead is a dude. I'm like, what?
Was it?
No, I actually quite like the Pinhead being a female. I think it's even... Well, but I think women are more terrifying anyway.
Women in skin suits.
I'm sure it comes from my mother. But
I don't. Yeah, but no, but the problem I was saying with the series coming out that hasn't been announced. I mean, that hasn't had a release date or IMDb actor list. Is that because it's been so hard to replace Pinhead? They haven't been able to successfully do it till arguably now. Like now, you're going to have to do it to replace two Pinheads, two decent, now probably going to be iconic Pinheads. They're behind. You might want to quit while they're ahead.
Gotcha.
But yeah, that was fun. With Dante and Phil.
I think I'm seeing both of them in a couple days.
Fancy.
Oh yeah, and
big Halloween party.
Yeah. You didn't invite other people. This podcast doesn't come out till afterwards.
Yeah.
Because people are like, wait,
yeah,
I didn't. He's gonna get hit up. If this was normal week and this came out today, how many fucking texts are you gonna get?
Yeah,
but it's too late by now. By the time they hit this, it's too late.
It's too late.
Unless they're on Patreon, which they might have gotten the invite anyway.
That's true.
Actually, this will come on Patreon till Monday. So.
Yeah.
Oh, is that how that works now?
I
don't know how it
We're
works. I'm
living
not
in
sure.
the future, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, because we're doing the week ahead thing. I don't know if you still release it the same.
It's starting to confuse me.
It's confusing me too. Like
I'm mixing files up and shit. I'm actually making errors. Like I've caught every one of them so far, but it's fucking me up.
Okay, because it used to be this is the norm back in the day.
Yes, but I've got we did it the other way for so many years. Like I'm a creature of habit, Joe. Once you train me to do something, when I hear the little, then I just sit and wait for a treat.
That's right.
There was a 10-year pharmacy school reunion. Oh, yeah. Apparently, I graduated of 10 years ago. I've been a pharmacist for 10 years. I got licensed in October, 2012. I don't know what the fuck this happened.
I never got.
Did you go?
I don't know. No,
of course not.
I mean, multiple reasons. I considered it earlier on, but like,
do you keep in touch with any of those people?
Very few. Basically,
like how many people is in the class?
60 something.
Oh wow!
I couldn't tell you all the names of all the people.
Well,
I told you that by the time I graduated, I couldn't tell you everyone's name. So I don't give a fuck. But there's like my best friends from pharmacy school who end up being together and have 2 kids now. It's fucking amazing. But they're the only people I keep in touch with.
I never got licensed.
But you can still practice street pharmacy without a license.
Tomato.
Well, there's, I'll tell you, like,
dirt road pharmacist.
There is something to that, like going through something, because I'm sure that's a stressful educational process. Because like Laura, when she went through grad school, she like latched on to one other person, and they're still very close to this day. When I went through mopping school, like Gary mopped with me, and we haven't left each other's side ever since.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, even the job I have now, was one other person in my role that we went through 2 weeks of training together and stay in touch. Unfortunately, he died in 2020 from COVID. Kind of heartbreaking, but yeah, he and I kind of had this bond that's like, because you're just figuring shit out.
Yeah.
Like, how'd you do this? How are we doing this?
Yeah, you lean on it. You rely on each other. It's like,
I talked to so and so, and
then you got through it.
Yeah, you go through something really challenging with each other. And I saw him yesterday at a it was like a little mopper get together, you might say. But I was at work, so I had like my mopping crew. We were kind of in a rush, and as soon as we got there, my mopping supervisor saw Gary and like beeline to him directly and said, "We're leaving in 5 minutes. Get all the fill you can get of him, and we're leaving in 5 minutes."
So to speak.
So to speak.
Yeah, I mean, I was considering going, but and we had a small group. There was these two, Ron and Michelle. I hung with almost every day. It was like family. They just came over to my house. I just went over to theirs all the time.
Well, listen, then
like
you're seeing the people that's important to you, right?
Yeah, and it was a small group. There was like 6 or 7 of us that always hung out.
At
on
school.
top of that, yeah. Other than the 2 of them, which I basically lived with for 4 years. Would have been nice to see, but between like work and then like life shit and going to DC, which I swore I'd never go to DC again, and I still haven't after I graduated. I would have had to go into DC. I didn't end up going. But yeah, we're talking about the people who stay together. Yeah, 3 couples were made in school, and there's all 3 sets are still together.
Oh, that's actually incredible.
And all of them in a small group of friends. Like also,
nice.
Yeah. So like, and apparently, I didn't know, but Ron, my best friend there, listens to the show sometimes. I didn't fucking know that because we're chatting, and he was like, yeah, and I was playing your podcast for other people. I'm like, what? You listen?
Love it.
And then also apparently. Seaman Lewis, if you're listening, thanks for the support. The other people enjoyed it and subscribed on YouTube.
Nice.
I was like,
that's awesome.
Love to hear
it's
it.
weird but interesting to know that.
I think
that connection is there.
Did you guys have high school reunions at any point?
Oh yeah, I went to my 10th maybe, but not my 20th.
I went to none of the above.
Well, so
I also went to my school was also different. Again, I went to 4 years of military boarding school.
Right. Sure. So I think the internet's basically ruined that because they had a 10-year. I didn't end up going. I was out of town working at the time. So, but like that's it. Nobody ever. Like, there's not a Facebook group for it because the people that were like, and I guess people didn't realize, hey, congratulations on being voted an officer for your senior class. You have infinite responsibility for the rest of your life to coordinate these get-togethers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But like, nobody. I know like the class. I think my brother's. I graduated in '94. Look at these teeth. My brother graduated in 97, I think, 3 years later. And they tried to put together a reunion in like, they were rented a hall or whatever and trying to get enough people to pay for it. They ended up including like a 4-year span to try to get enough people to show up.
Wow.
And I don't think my brother, he might have, I don't remember. But look, at the end of the day, if I want to talk to anybody I went to high school with, I mean, 90% of them I can click a button.
And talk to only the people you choose to.
Well, that's the thing. Like, and I don't want to talk to
most of them. So. I graduated in 98, so we had a 20-year in 2018, and I don't even think I got an invite for it.
Yeah. My mom they still have, sometimes they'll get together with, her class. I mean, obviously it dwindles as, they're in her 70s, and people growing up in Alabama aren't necessarily going to be pictures of health. Gravy. Let's just say gravy.
That was the one I did show up to my high school reunion. I was always the one who's like, the holding it together the best.
Yeah.
Because I never had kids, and I fucking am shallow and body image conscious. So I would show up in my old uniform, and people would mistake me for a fucking student. But the thing is, for my high school experience, there was only 60 people in my graduating class or something. It was only 300 people at any given point in that school when I was there. Military boarding school. You can only have so many people. So you did form a close bond with a lot of people, but they're from all over the world. So at any given reunion, the people that you're going to know within your stay, because not everyone went for all 4 years either. Some went for 1, some went for 2.
Yeah.
There's going to be very few people, and the people you want to see might most likely not going to be there, but I still wanted to go. But I worked and stuff. It's not worth it for me, and it's close enough to where I can just go. The school was an hour, 15 hour and 20 minutes away, but like I'm really attached to that place, like that location and stuff. Like when I drove by it when we went to Texas. And I started playing Country Road. I was tearing up, like just fucking remembering living there for 4 years.
Yeah.
So it's weird to me that I don't think I'm really tied to any location. Like I have an emotion for a location, like the grounds itself, any other time in my life. So like the only way I can make sense when people tell me about like holy grounds or whatever places to respect, or even cemeteries. I don't really respect cemeteries too much. I respect it for other people because once people die, they're like gone for me, and those are just fucking rocks. But yeah, that's the only time I can relate. It's like, oh yeah, like a place has a meaning. So
yeah, I had like where I went to mobbing school. They tore it down, and I have a brick from it that like I have in my office. Like just
so you always
like,
have it. Yeah,
just like
and I don't know about the mopping school, but like my school, there's lineage history in a way. And another thing I don't usually care about that, like because I have direct contact with it. These rooms, that room that I lived in for 4 years, it's been 20 years. I don't know how many other people was living in that room. I know the memories and times I've had there and what it meant to me. And then for it to have changed hands on however many people that came before me that was in that room.
Sure.
Like, I don't know. Things like that makes me nostalgic.
So my mobbing school was in a school for bad kids. Like they abandoned it, and then my mobbing company bought it.
Kids were so bad they just said,
no.
Off to the streets you go.
Yeah. But my dad, it's funny because like my dad used to say, one day you're going to end up there, and then like I actually did end up there. It's just to get the education to go. But it was this building. I don't know if you knew that growing.
Yes, I do know. Oh
so,
shit!
Yeah, so that's where it was. Yeah.
Oh shit! Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's and Blender. Going on Blender. It's good for my mental health.
Good.
It's weird to find something that's actually good for me and not just something I like. So I haven't been in the best moods lately, the best mind space, and I don't remember a lot. Not yesterday's stream, but the stream before that, I dragged my feet. I didn't want to stream. I was like, fuck, and I was supposed to stream at usually 8 or 9. I streamed for like hours, 9 to like 3. And I didn't get on till like 1. I was like, fuck, I need to do it. I need to at least take my minds off stuff and get some work done. And like half an hour into it, I was going to assume it's going to be bad energy. I'm going to have to like apologize to people that like, this is going to be a low energy stream. I'm just here to like hang out and blend. But like I got into a really good mind space. And I was really surprised about that. And then also the fact that I started recognizing for once in my life that I'm doing something good for me, like for my
for yourself. Gotcha,
yeah, like I'd spent like 3 hours and like I made a head, so to speak. And I looking at the head, I'm like, that's a good head. That's a relatively short amount of time. I made a good head in 3 hours.
Yeah.
And I kept looking at him like, this is good, right? And I was like talking to myself out loud in the stream, like I'm proud of this. And I don't know if I've ever been proud of something I've made.
Do you have a picture or anything?
No, I don't think so. But I mean, something special. It was just a head. It's not better. It's good, right? But it's not any fucking better than any other anybody else who's been sculpting for any amount of time,
Right.
But like the fact that I can look at something that I made and said that's good, and I'm proud. It's just, I don't know, man. I don't understand that feeling. So like I kept saying it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, bro, I'm proud of this.
That's awesome.
So like I need to keep doing it. I think this is something I shouldn't stop.
Good.
So it only took me 41 years to find something like that I want to do and that I think I'm good at. And lastly, I always knew the feeling that you have of like, and when you're entertaining, in the mood to entertain, right? And then you just keep going, and then you might go too far.
Yeah, dude.
So yesterday on stream, it started getting hype in stream, and I just getting louder and dumber and started saying stupider things. I don't think Krista got mad, but at some point I definitely looked over at her, and she was just like, not.
Yeah.
She's like, you need to go jerk off or something. Because so yeah, I understand the way you feel now. I asked her off stream, like, do we need a safe word?
Yeah.
Like it's just because we're live,
Right.
You're not even in a crowd of people where you can like go off somewhere. I'm like, do we need a word where you say it? And I check myself, you know. But she said no, it's fine, so that's good. She's like, as much as I can go off the wall, sometimes it's good for the engagement.
Yeah.
She's not mad about it as long as I don't cross the line saying something about her, which I would never anyway.
Right.
But yeah, that's a weird feeling too when like you just get fucking amped up and you just keep going.
Dude,
I mean, you might end up laying on my basement floor with a cat.
It's very dangerous for me.
Yeah, I don't usually get that way, but
And for others. It's more so for others. That's my problem. It's once like there's blood in the water.
You get vicious, man.
That's a difference. I think where you get in trouble where I don't, because you get vicious I get vicious with myself.
Yeah.
I start shitting on myself. That's how I go about business.
Yeah. I like it, and it's only if like it's like it's never like a complete. None of my victims have been innocent. Do you know what I mean? Like there are reasons that it happens to the people that it happens to.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to really like permanently scar them or do anything like that. Or,
you don't mean to,
or to really upset them. It is ball busting for me.
Yeah.
But it does, like I have to check myself sometimes. Like there are times, to be fair, where I check myself.
Yeah. Well, so it comes into play when I say that about the safe word thing, because I was thinking about what we were talking about in the other episode when how do you feel about people's significant other calling you out in public, and you don't do that. So I think that might be a good compromise.
Yeah,
if like you said, under the table, like a little kick to the feet, or like some word you can say to like let the other person know, hey, you're fucking up.
I have scars all up and down my right thigh from Lars' left hand digging into my fucking leg. Especially like when I line somebody up, like we're at like a work function of hers or something.
Oh God!
And they'll,
that's her friends. You can't do that.
And they'll be like, because we live kind of wild. And I'll be like, oh, you like wild stuff, do you? And then I'm just, oh fuck.
She knows you better.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's from another week.
All right, Christopher.
Wow.
Y'all got all your couple show together.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll get those Atlanta stories.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'll be honest with you. Like, our schedule here has ruined my
sense of time.
Yes, like
yes.
I've been saying ever since the COVID thing that time is a construct, and but like I really have to process like what did I say last time. So I have to be very cognizant to delete my notes as I'm saying them, because otherwise
I do.
Otherwise,
too.
I left them hanging 1 week. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. So I'll leave our commonalities to the end.
Sure.
I finished watching the season of the show Alive. I mentioned that last time. I'm pretty sure.
You have mentioned it before.
Yeah. So I just started watching. A bunch of people at work, this work event I was at, were talking about it, and they just send these people into the woods by themselves, and hopefully they're some sort of skilled person that knows their way around hunting and fishing and whatnot. And it wrapped up. It ended up being the two people left. One guy, he said, I took the hibernation approach. He gained like 50 pounds in anticipation for this.
So he won't.
Because most people
starve.
Either you go crazy with loneliness, you starve, or they come and do medical checks every so often. And they're like, yeah, you're going to die. Right. You got to go to the hospital right now. So the guy, the hibernation guy, came in. He was next to last. He was the last one to quit, and the guy won. He was the only one who would actually he shot a deer and he had eaten that. But then he came up. There was this, and I never even heard of this creature. It's a wolverine, not Snikt, but the horrible
Pooh Snikt.
It's not Pooh Snikt either.
Can you imagine though?
I saw a movie with Son Dubious, but it's called a fisher. It is a Wolverine it's a very small, aggressive animal.
Okay.
And he had set all these traps and was catching some rabbits and was able to eat. Well, here comes this other creature that is a protected species that you can't do anything about. And he'd set a trap. The trap would be empty. There would be blood everywhere, and there wouldn't be anything to eat. So it was literally, that was like the last couple weeks he was dealing with that. And, you know, it's pretty intense shit, man. But dude won. I kind of figured the last episode would be the reunion, but it wasn't. It was just like greatest hits of all this other stuff. So there's 7 seasons of that. Matt H reached out to me.
7 seasons.
7 seasons.
What? Because this sounds like some shit I would watch. What
platform?
So it's on, Joe, you might have heard of it. I think it's called Netflix.
Really? It's on Netflix?
You know what's funny?
I haven't scrolled by it.
It's funny because I was listening to it. I was like, man, that sounds like it would be on a platform that I would cancel.
But it is actually a History Channel show that Netflix.
Oh yeah, there's like Fortune Fire and stuff.
Yeah. So there's only 1 season on Netflix. I'm imagining the rest of it's out there on maybe like some other platform. I haven't really looked, but I did enjoy it, and it's something I've talked a lot about when I'm working in the shop. I like something I can passively watch.
Yes. So
yeah, it's a lot of them just talking. And I mean, the incredible thing about this is these people are filming all this shit themselves. There's no camera. The only time there's a camera crew is when they come like
to
check on them, or if, you know, they've tapped out or whatever, they'll come and film. But, you know, I almost be interesting to see from a logistics standpoint what kind of training they give these people.
Yeah, because they could have some trash footage.
Yeah, so they've got
that you can't
and who knows how much of the footage they record they actually use. You're right.
I mean,
I can imagine that there's
hours
been,
and hours.
I can imagine there's been people on there that's like, hey Joe, you've been out here for 3 weeks and we've got an hour of footage. You need you to do some more.
Step it up.
I mean,
Step it up.
I mean, for all those shows, all those types of like reality, camera following you everywhere show, like the real fucking unsung heroes are the goddamn editors.
It is.
You have to go through,
Be able to
scrub through someone's entire everyday life to find something interesting to fucking post.
Yeah.
I had a buddy of mine that was like into survival stuff.
Yeah.
And like they were like one time we were talking, and he was like, you know, you should have like, you know, some tinder and some sticks, and you know, you could rub them together. And I was like, well, why don't I just take a lighter? And they were like, well, what if the lighter breaks? And I was like, what if I take a bag of like 10 lighters?
Exactly. It's called redundancy. You should always have. Yeah, you should always have a tool that can do 2 things, and then redundancy for something that else.
But he can think of taking a bag of 10 lighters, but he can't think to Google a movie.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is any good. If there was only a way to know.
There's only a way. We got new furniture upstairs.
Oh, more new furniture.
I don't. If I mentioned it last time, we got it this weekend.
No, I mean, but you've been doing a lot of rearranging.
Yeah. So we got rid of the gray couch. The L-shaped couch is gone.
Really?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Was it not holding up, or?
Well, no. It wasn't. I mean, we had it for 5 years. I
don't want to tell you how long we've had ours.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that abnormal to have a couch more than 5 years? Because I don't know.
5 kids, and honestly, the spot where I sit is pretty much worn out. Like, you know, I'm a big dude. Even if I'm not fat that month, I'm still a big dude. Listen, I'm fluid in more ways than you can imagine.
I know what you mean.
But Kelly bartered to trade the couch and the removal of the couch to these dudes that come and clean our leaves up for us at the end of the season. One of them might wear a special, he might have some jewelry that the government gave him. But, you know, I didn't have to haul it away. Yeah. They came in, and this is super nice stuff. It's got it's power reclining and
where'd you get it
lumbar. The furniture store. It's in the Frederick Mall.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Value City.
Yeah.
They actually make, I think they make a lot of it like in Hagerstown.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But like it has all the electronics, and when we were, you know, pricing it, and it wasn't cheap. But I was telling Kelly, I'm like, look, we need to get a warranty on this electronic shit, because what happens if the one, you know, or what if it breaks and it's stuck?
The more shit it can do, the more shit.
Yeah. So we have a 5-year full warranty on all the electronics. So
and you get rid of your couch in 5 years. So
exactly, yeah, that's what we were thinking. It's for 5 years. So it's a big couch, and then 2 like I don't know, maybe like club chairs or whatever you call them, but they recline and it's got lumbar
support. Boys,
kind of, but it doesn't like rock or anything.
I've told my wife, like, look, don't ever use my sunroof. Don't ever use it.
Oh, you're afraid it'll
in case it gets stuck open?
Yeah, I'm afraid it'll get stuck. And then she was like, it's just fucking stupid. Don't use it. Guess what happened to her sunroof?
It got stuck open?
It got stuck open. And then guess what happened? It fucking rained. And like, it's just like, electronics fucking worry me. Like, we have this thing in the back of her SUV where you press the button and like the chairs flip and then flip out. Guess what's fucking up? You know,
but usually a lot of times those things have manual overrides. Like it's a sunroof.
So that doesn't.
That's weird because I used to
Yeah.
have a car with sunroof where
That
you can
doesn't.
manually latch
Yeah,
it
ours
to get
doesn't
stuff.
have.
And I don't know if the chairs do or don't, but like because we haven't broke it yet, Joe. But
Well,
like
I'll
getting
tell you this new vehicle we have. We bought the
wrap.
Yeah, basically,
Yeah, you actually need the wrap nowadays, Bobby.
because of all the electronic components on the vehicle.
well, I told you we bought the wrap, and the one time we had something go wrong, it wasn't covered. It
wasn't wrapped.
Fucking luck.
The
These
one
fucking,
thing outside
it's
the
a
wrap.
fucking racket. A lot of it.
Yep. So this will come out right before Legion's Con, which is
There you go.
And when this comes out, I would have we'll have already gone to NJCC and hopefully sold a bunch of stuff. Very busy couple weeks for us. I'm actually on vacation last week and this week. I don't know. It's so crazy to talk about. Anyways, 2 weeks. So we're gearing up for Legion's Con. We got some new products we've been putting out. We got a new stained glass window, a new stained glass window backer, a new floor. We're trying to gauge kind of like how much should we take with us. So we just take orders. So we're going to kind of just see how much we can get done. I did a Facebook Live show with some guys in the Mythic Legions Cabal last night. And,
Flat.
you know, hey, they got as many live viewers as I oftentimes do on the Monday night ETR show. So, hey,
There you go.
it works. And, you know, talked about it was neat to just kind of answer questions. And I showed the shop a little bit and, you know, it was a good time.
Good.
So we're looking forward to that. Just super busy with the many moving parts from that. I got in an argument with the 3D printer yesterday. I did not throw it, Joe.
Oh, I love to hear it.
I hit up Elegoo Tech Support in Utah.
The resin printer?
Yeah, so I hit up Elegoo Tech Support in Utah. Tyler.
Yes.
He reached out to me, and actually I'd figured out the issue by then, but it was like, clean the vat, do this. And what was happening is like, it wouldn't zero. Like when I thought I'd zeroed it and I loaded the resin
it wasn't
in,
touching.
loaded the file. No, it would keep going. The little motor would keep going. I'm like, fuck. So I took everything apart, poured the resin out, cleaned everything up, and then I got it to home. I'm like, okay. Which is very frustrating. Just all the print.
I thought you
door
weren't resin
knockers.
printing anymore.
Well, the only thing I resin print right now are those door knockers for the doors we do, the little line heads. Because I'd have to pay somebody to do that. But that's the one file that seems to fucking work. Anyway, so we're been balls to the wall with the diorama stuff. I finished Rings of Lords of Power.
Dude.
I haven't finished the other one yet, but
What?
bro, I'm busy.
Oh, you're gonna have to excuse yourself.
I will.
I gotta talk about
Well,
it. When we
then
get to
then I seriously.
to the audience.
Just by himself.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's talk about Lord of the Rings because I finished it. I was a little confused at the end, like of the lore of it all. So me and Kelly watched a little, 72 things you missed video, and I understand it now. The whole everybody gets a ring kind of deal.
Does it look like QVC commercial?
It did. Yeah. It's like flex pay, 7 payments of $49.99.
I love that. That's Gandalf.
Yeah,
It's really like I can't explain it, but it's like, and I know it's not quite Tolkien accurate, but
I don't care.
But it's very heartwarming for me.
yeah.
So it's over now.
Lord of the Rings show is
the first season.
gonna
the
start
first
watching.
season, and I guess it's
I don't know if it ends on a cliffhanger or not.
It's not really a cliffhanger.
Did it end the arc?
Yeah, it wraps up in an arc.
I just need.
It
an arc.
opens up another one.
It's
but
fine to open up a new arc as long as the current arc ends.
it does.
That's how I count cliffhangers.
The
Cliffhangers
forming of those rings, I'd say, would be the closing of that arc.
Yeah,
cliffhanger being.
it's just me trying to make rational sense of the irrational, so I'm not sure. I don't always know how the rules work out for Joe, so I'm going through the.
To myself.
Of course, that's how that works, though, isn't it? But like,
You're right.
I'm just
That's
trying
fair,
to.
that's fair.
I'm just trying to make
Most
sure
people
that
understand
I'm
because
not
I've talked
leading
to
you
other
down.
people on Instagram before, and they like.
But I mean, there's definitely stuff in this that isn't resolved.
But if it's
that was at the beginning.
The overarching story gets told.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Galadriel, is that her name?
Yeah, but I don't know if
I think it's her story would be the overarching story.
But there's the other one that I'm not sure is the elf story, the elf and the lady with the sun.
Yeah.
That's where my mind went. Is like because it's a very delicate flower over here, Christopher.
I mean, like
I think
an
you're-
orchid in many ways.
I think you'll be okay. And if you're not, You're not.
Yeah, but usually
Then you can tell us that you don't
shows
like it.
Then you
aren't-
can just ruin it forever
right.
and just you don't have to worry about it
But
anymore.
usually seasons aren't done that way. As far in modern time, it's not. Seasons don't usually end in the middle of a fucking story.
But the thing is, there's like 3 stories. So like I agree with Chris. You do get closure on what may not be the main arc, but it's definitely the favorite arc. But I think there's an argument that one arc is kind of left open, and then another kind of introduction of ideas is presented to leave on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think of any long-standing anime like One Piece or Dragon Ball or something like, they're always on their way to something else at the end of the season or
Right.
of the story. But like that particular thing that they were doing is done.
Yeah.
What happens if half of it's done and half of it's not?
Then it's not okay.
Then I
Like-
guess we'll leave
Yeah,
that
then
up to
I-
you.
yeah,
to
Yeah,
decide.
we'll, we'll find out because remember what got this conversation to come up was when we were talking about Mandalorian. They literally
Yeah, that's where
stopped
it's-
in the middle of a fight. They were like midway through a fight. And
Yeah,
then
but,
it's like,
but that wasn't for the season.
right. But we're talking about how I don't like.
Yeah, that
because
was just like
why
for-
I like to binge stuff in general because I don't fucking need to wait.
So I got a conversation to talk about today with binging stuff.
So, Chainsaw Man. I watched episode 3.
Enjoying it?
It is. It's
It
very
looks like great
entertaining.
art. It's like
It's really well done. It's gruesome. I mean, like
Yeah.
I'm there for it. Mason is obviously a huge fan of it, and
Yeah, I
I'm
love-
watching
I
it
love
with
it
him.
to the end.
So, and that's cool that he's like. I told him I wanted to watch it, and he like waits on me to watch it and stuff. So,
are you sure he's not cheating on you though?
he has many times, but I know this past one, this week he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna watch this before I go to work. You want to watch it?" I'm like, "Yes, I will take 22 minutes of my day and watch this with you," because that's basically all it is. After you chop out the
Yeah,
ending,
and
and
like for
beginning.
once you got something to fucking animate you would watch.
Exactly. Yeah. Did you watch Andor this morning?
Yes.
Oh my
Is it over
god!
yet?
No,
No, it's great.
It
Though.
is so fucking
great.
like
I can't-
that was over, and I almost immediately just watched it again.
Yeah.
Like it was so good. But is Saw Gerrera the key to good Star Wars?
No. No.
He was in Clone Wars.
He was.
He was in Rebels.
Yes.
He was in Rogue One.
Yep.
And he's in this.
Yes.
So and that may be all that may be it for him.
But those are all good Star Wars.
Yeah, but well, then if you want to go down that road, Joe, the real question is 2 tubes the key to good Star Wars?
This is also true because
Yeah,
as soon
2
as
Tubes was in Clone Wars
I saw him this morning.
Two Tubes was in Clone Wars.
Yeah, and Rebels.
Yeah.
I think.
Bro.
But that show, man, is just so
Hashtag where's Two Tubes?
it's pacing. It is the you've got the juxtaposition of the Coruscant dinner party
Decadence.
Oh,
and then
and
they're in
that's-
this fucking psycho prison with
Yep.
all these
Yep.
and then you get Andy Serkis, which I'm like,
Always a treat.
God, I love Andy
Always
Serkis
a
in
treat.
anything, and that role he's got. And then what do you think they're built? Is it part of like
Snoke is back?
engines or something?
I don't know. No,
No.
he's
Oh.
he's only actor with 2 roles, you might say.
That's right.
Oh no, I think Anthony Daniels has a couple.
Yeah.
And Warwick Davis.
Sure,
I retake my statement. But I think that the phrase "the devil is in the details" is the key to Andor. Like it's
Yeah.
just all the little cultural stuff, and oh, that makes sense. They probably would do stuff like that. They probably would have this in place. They probably, people probably would feel this way about it. People it's just that kind of stuff. It's like,
Yeah. And he gets to the prison and they're asking him all these questions. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like, cause it's not what happened to Andor. Literally, he didn't do anything. And
yeah. I wonder how
put
much.
him in prison.
I don't know. But I don't know how much of that is him playing also.
yeah,
Like playing it smart, like as if he's really ignorant of everything. I just don't know. But I'm loving Mon Mothma. I'm loving I love it all. I love
Yeah,
the politics
it's great.
part of it. I love the kind of like politicking part of it.
Has it become great Star Wars yet?
It's
what I want from Star Wars. I'm going to be honest.
Because I'm not part of this.
Right.
You guys, or especially you, Bobby, were happy that that's good Star Wars finally.
Yes.
After a long time, and it's not great, but it's good.
Yeah,
has it gone to great?
No, I think
not yet.
I would say good as fuck.
That's like on the cusp of great.
Yeah, I don't even.
I guess it depends on how it ends, maybe.
I don't even know if the dynamics of it can ever be great.
But for you though, I'm not talking about for like anybody else.
But I think it comes down to like a legacy thing. Like I'm loving this. You know what I mean?
I'm loving it.
But like I don't know if I ever go back to this.
To watch it again. But something just because some things don't have rewatch value doesn't mean it's not great.
For me,
Right?
for me, it does.
You watch Schindler's List a lot.
You
You watch Schindler's List a lot.
No, but no.
They don't make.
I
they don't make
reference it.
action.
I reference it.
I
a lot.
know. That's what I'm saying. We reference it as a great thing that you don't enjoy it.
So I think for Star Wars, it's important for me. For like the fandom stuff, it's important for me to include horror and stuff like that.
But, Bobby, has there been a Disney show Star Wars show that you would watch again?
Clone Wars.
Clone Wars, yeah.
Has there been a Disney?
But that's the point, though, isn't it?
It's part of.
Yeah, that's
The last season is Disney.
That's
understand.
that's the point.
Okay, but it's not. What I'm saying,
It wasn't Disney
Something
homegrown.
that started it right.
It wasn't homegrown Disney. It was something Disney.
I'm talking about the live action stuff.
But that's my point.
Okay.
There's
So not answering my
none.
question is your point.
No,
I'm saying anything that Clone Wars is great.
Yeah.
Not discrediting
Yeah.
that. Disney didn't start Clone Wars.
Correct.
They just took the
No, but that's what he's
initiative
saying.
to wrap it
Disney
up.
has not made anything that he wants
So
to watch.
what I'm saying is, there any of the live action shows you have gone back and watched a second time?
No.
Okay.
because they're not good. Okay. That's why. But like, I think Andor is good, but I don't think it will have the legacy of great Star Wars.
Okay.
Because I don't think that people will quote it. I don't think that it will like enter into the pop culture ether, because I don't think it has that same replay value.
Doesn't have a real high viewership either, does it?
No, it's not doing exceptionally well. Which
It's not doing Mandalorian numbers.
which is the
That's
biggest
sad,
shame
though.
of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, but I think that like, when you think of Star Wars like 10 years from now and you start naming off great things about Star Wars, I think you name it all, and then like 5 minutes later, somebody be like, "Oh, and Andor." And somebody, "Oh yeah."
You don't think it will automatically come up when someone mentions Rogue One?
I'm just playing.
I'm just wondering because it might be lumped in together into greatness.
If it does, it's because of Rogue One's greatness. Like because it's like it's not. You know what the truth?
I have your shirt that says the truth on it.
It's the other side of the coin. It's not fun.
But
To me.
so Andor's not fun.
I don't think it's a fun show. I think it's
episode. Which one
8?
do you like? Is episode 8 a fun?
Oh no, you're talking about movies. Yes,
It's
yes,
Star Wars in general.
Yeah. So episode 8 is fun to me. Like episode 3 is fun to me. Episode 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3. Actually, all of them but 9 are fun to me.
But some of that's really heavy shit. Like
And you know, but that's the balance. Like I'm not looking for Thor 4 fun all the time, and I'll take not fun but good, which is what I think Andor is.
Okay.
But I think
You can be good and serious and fun at the same time.
that's the balance to strike, and it's hard. It's hard, but like that's when
old Marvel movies.
like old Marvel movies,
Does it make you feel old to say that old Marvel?
yeah, phase
Like Winter
1
Soldier.
through 3.
Winter
Marvel
Soldier
movies.
is definitely fun, but also heavy.
Yeah, like
A lot
that.
more heavy than fun to me, and I think that's why I like it so much.
Because I mean,
Because it deals with the politics of shit.
yeah, it's a lot of talking heads, which I'm thoroughly enjoying. But like I don't think and time will tell. I'm open to being wrong, but I think that in 10 years' time, I don't think people will be referencing it, talking about it, unless there's something that happens that's crazy in these next couple episodes, which is impossible to say.
Well, I don't think they're telling the story up to Rogue One in this one.
No, not at all.
I think
Not
this
at all.
has legs to.
Potential. Yeah, for sure.
And listen, we've got it's Star Wars, but we don't have lightsaber fights, and I'm just thinking like. It all comes down to fucking the amount they're spending on this shit, right? So
Is that blasters blasted?
I mean, yeah, there's blasters, but there's not a lot. Like I don't know there was a single blaster shot in this last.
I don't think so.
Because it was all just white girl politicking.
Yeah, and some foot shocking.
Oh, dude,
They did the electric slide. If you don't bloody know what I mean.
It's like what they did with the torturing the droids back in the droid
So
factory.
I'll tell you. So they make it. It's really fucked up. They've sentenced everybody, and they basically tell you what ship to go to, and you get on a ship. They don't know where they're going. They land. They make them take off their shoes, and they're all standing there. The guards are all walking them. They have on. I'll say like snowboarding boots is what it looks like.
or
These
ski
big
boots.
heavy
Yep,
boots, and they're like, you'll notice the arrogance of us not carrying any weapons or something like that, and I'm going to tell you why. And he hits a button, and they all get shocked. And I'll give the guy credit. The guy who plays Andor, he popped a great pose there. He
little modern dance moves.
They're like, that was level 1.
Yeah, of 3.
And when they get down to like their workstations, and they're like basically saying this isn't a super hard life. You just got to keep up. And they're building something, some sort of engine looking component. I don't know exactly
Star
what it is.
component.
Probably. And they say there's 7 floors with 7 teams, and like Andy Serkis's character is the shop boss. He's like, I've got 246 days left. All I want to do is stay off the bottom, because if you're on the bottom, you get shocked. If you're on the top, they actually put flavor in your food. That's the incentive. I don't know. It's such a interesting dynamic. He's working on this team, and it actually says he's been there 30 days, and they're trying not to get in trouble, basically. And then somebody like they have a hallway, and then they all have their bunks, and at a certain time of night, the hallway turns red, and the floor is electrified. So you have to stay in your bunk. And some dude kills himself by jumping in the floor. And somebody said, we got to smell that all night now. And then the guys are like, oh, it's so-and-so from table 3 is like, oh, it's going to suck for us for however long. I don't know. It's such good storytelling.
Really good dynamics.
It is.
It's real, like real down to earth kind of thing.
Yes, 100%. And that's why I don't want to make it sound like I'm not enjoying it, because I'm loving.
No, you're saying it's really fucking good.
Really, it might even be great. Whatever adjective you want to put above it, though, it's not that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's for me. But that doesn't mean that I look forward to it every week. I'm invested in it.
I mean, the tension that they build in that. I mean, it's so fucking good. Like, I'm gonna be sad when this is over. This has definitely been one of my favorite Star Wars things in a long time. Man.
I mean, but they've shown that they can make good Star Wars.
Yeah, they have.
Now, so.
And then the last thing, and Bobby, I am happy to go upstairs while you discuss this in detail. I'm 3 episodes behind on this show.
Yeah, there's just one moment I have to talk about.
Well, and I do have to say that the episode that I'm on right now. Listen. The roots run deep, but the limbs are thin. The Targaryen family.
Yeah.
They go to family reunions to find a forever mate. So this is the episode where they lay together on the beach in the ship.
They could have a family reunion at a very small restaurant.
They could.
At Olive Garden, where you family already.
I did love the episode I just finished. I went to Olive Garden this week.
Bro, that's
again. It was great.
Did you get the Tour de Italy?
I did. What? No, they had.
Tour de Italy.
They had
Tour de France. Tour de Italy.
I did not get the Tour of Italy. I got carbonara ravioli with chicken, and it was phenomenal.
Sounds amazing. I love Olive Garden.
Where was I? Oh yeah, having sex with your uncle.
My uncle?
No, not your uncle. No one's uncle here.
The one that pulls on toes?
Yeah, because he's a fucking freak.
Wow. Outside of that, I thought the family dynamics with the kid stealing the dragon and then getting his eye cut out. I'm like, that was some heavy shit, man. I wasn't expecting that, and then calling out the kids for being bastards.
Because that's what it's going to come down to.
Yeah,
is the beef between the kids.
Yeah,
and like I've been watching. I'll circumvent House of Dragons, but I do have to talk about it. I've been watching this thing on YouTube. I'm going to shout it out because they did an incredible job, and I'm not exactly sure. They might be reading excerpts from the books to tell it, because they have like people playing the roles of voiceover.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But it's like doing the history of Game of Thrones, and it's by Scriva TV, Scriva TV, and the one that I'm like kind of working through is Game of Thrones History and Lore Season 1 full HD, and it's really like it's just like drawings and stuff and like artwork and stuff, and then they're talking about the history of it, but they're talking about it like it's the characters talking about it. So like
interesting,
like
with the exception of a small rocky island in the narrow sea, Dragonstone.
Like it's
David Attenborough.
Yeah, there's some quality to the production of it,
nice.
but I'm enjoying it. I'm just falling asleep because it's not the most engaging.
It kind of sounds like
I love little videos. Though.
Yeah,
that's the kind of shit I'm into.
But the man's voice, it reminds me of those videos. It's like I'm going to tell you a very
Are you Cody?
Funds. No, well, no. Cody's a little bit more like this.
What about Cody as an Italian?
Hey,
we have that. We have that.
Yeah, you have to chop it to that.
I got to get off work to that the other day. It's just such a great way to fucking end the day,
Dude, so Cody was talking about...
By the time you hear this, Cody would have come and gone.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Time is wild.
Cody was talking about the Mario Brothers movie and the idea of him having the heavy Italian, stereotypical Italian accent, and this is what he did here.
Sorry, I knew it was going to cut out. The Mario thing. I was saying to my mates,
Mario.
So one of my mates was like, "Oh, so stupid, they haven't done the Italian accent." And I kind of agree with you. Like, I know Joe was saying, like, obviously they could have got the voice acting, he could have dumbed it down maybe a bit so it worked. But I explained it to two of my friends now who said they were against it because they're big Mario fans. Like me and my co-worker, he's our shop manager, he's a massive N64 collector like me. And he was like, "Oh, it should be Italian." And I was like, "Yeah, but imagine if he's running around. He's like, 'Hey, let's go over here. We got to go do this and we got to do that.' And then we got." I was like, "It'll just be fucking dumb." And he actually agreed in the end. So
He probably
Let's go over here. You do this and you do that.
I think he probably outlined the whole movie with his synopsis.
I said, dude, I need him to redub the entire movie when it comes out, bro. Just dub all the Mario lines, please.
That would be something else fun to do, is take like an anime or something and just
that would be great.
Yes.
And we pick characters. We had to find Joe finds an anime with 3 main characters. We pick one of the characters, and you and I have no idea what the story is. We just wing what we think they would be saying under the circumstances.
That would be great.
That would be another movie.
That would be
fun.
fucking amazing.
I think we should do it.
And also, just know that if you ever send in any fucking voice clip to any of us, it's free game on here.
Yes,
this is the disclaimer right now.
100%.
But that was private. No, it's not.
No.
You send it to us, it's public.
No, if it's funny, it's getting played.
That's right. And that's I believe that's it for me. And if you're going to talk about that, I am seriously going to go upstairs because I don't want to be.
Okay, give me like 3 minutes.
All right.
99, 98.
Let me say, I'm not. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like I'm all in. In fact, I think this season, the first season of House of Dragons, is better than the first season of Game of Thrones.
It makes sense though, because they've done it once before. They know what they're doing now. That was like their first shot, right?
And I think they got more money. Obviously,
that's true.
You know,
out the gate, they already have the support.
I think it fits with your because I think the end of it starts a new kind of arc. You know, I think, but I get, like I said, if like where does one arc end and the other begin? Okay, here it is. Spoilers: 99, 98, 97. These kids are beefing with each other, right? Mm-hmm. Both of them think that their heirs are rightful heirs to the throne. Mm-hmm. Dark-haired heir and blonde-haired heir is how we're going to say it. So dark-haired heir is sending a message out because war is building. Blonde-haired heir, the one who has his eye taken out, throws a knife at his feet and is like, "Take your eye out." Because the dark-haired kid actually took his eye out. So he's like, "You're not leaving here until we're even." The person who they met with is like, "No bloodshed in my house." Like, that's not how it's going to go down. Dark-haired kid gets on his dragon, takes off. Blonde-haired kid gets on his dragon, take off. They chase each other. There's fight. There's fire thrown at each other. And then at the end, dark-haired kid thinks he's got away. Blonde-haired kid on a dragon comes up out of the fucking clouds and bites the entire body of dark-haired kid's dragon and swallows it whole. And like you look down, you just see like wings and the tail falling into the clouds. Like, and like this is like the heir to the. So it's like it's on like fucking Donkey Kong now. You know what I mean? Like,
but is it the dark-haired kid died though, right? So like there's no more beef between them two.
Oh, no, there's siblings.
There's other
siblings.
Oh yeah, but there's more.
Yeah, because
I mean, he already took out his opposition. Is he not like
no? Because it's all the siblings, all the dark haired siblings, and all the blonde haired siblings.
Oh.
So like, it's dude, it was just like one of those because you just didn't see it. Like for whatever reason, I was just like, oh, like you know, like, and it was just like seeing dragons fight is like something we haven't really kind of seen, and then the fact that one dragon like dumb bigger than the other dragon is like, you know,
yeah, because I was gonna say that doesn't sound like a fair fight.
Yeah, it was just like because they weren't supposed to be fighting, you know.
Yeah, so he just came on a low guy.
He just go into the clip.
Dude, I feel like in that world you need to be coming with the biggest one all the time.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. All right, I'm gonna tell Chris they were good. Let's see what else I got. Actually, I don't have a whole lot. So we already talked about.
No more She-Hulk to talk about. I'm sad.
Yeah, you are. Not me.
That was the most fun
Not me.
part to see like what new things they've come up with.
I got a comment on Patreon yesterday that was like, I really enjoyed it. Guess I'm an idiot. And I was like, oh man, I must have said if you enjoyed this, you're an idiot.
I mean, like,
except for you.
Except for any Patreon supporters.
Yeah, or anybody I like in general. It's like everybody I like personally and Patreon supporters are exempt.
There are a lot of people I like that. I mean, because you think I have trash taste,
yeah, oh, yeah.
and I think people have trash taste.
Yeah.
So like, imagine how trash you think their taste is. But I still like them as people. I just think they're trash taste.
And I just say things I don't mean. You know what I mean? I just say things like.
Sometimes, man. Sometimes when someone fucking loves a goddamn hash brown deluxe, I'm like, bro. And they fucking think it's the greatest thing. I'm like, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. I don't know if he's saying Chris.
Maybe he's taking a dump.
All right. So let's see what else I have here. See, I kind of want to wait. I'll say that I watched a horror movie.
Okay.
And I recommend it.
Oh, I wonder if I've watched it.
It's called The Night House.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's good.
With the house across the lake on the other side, and then
yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought I talked about this before. Yeah, I probably have. You ignore my recommend.
I don't. I just need to start taking lists. But yeah, it was good.
Because sometimes I say I like things, sometimes I say I don't like things, sometimes I say specifically, Bobby, I think you would like it.
This.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. It's we talked about it here before, obviously, but wife loses her husband and then is kind of haunted by him. There
we are.
And haunted by him, and then comes to find out that maybe that she didn't marry the man that she thought she had.
Oh,
and so there's some interesting stuff there. I recommend it to anybody. The Night House. It's on HBO Max. Let's see. And then the only other thing that I watched was Star Wars Tales. I watched the first episode.
So I saw that this morning. Did that come out today too?
I don't know.
I didn't even know it was. I knew it was in the pipeline, but
Here's the thing. This is a get back to binging, because you can binge it. It's all out.
Okay.
But they're all encapsulated episodes.
Yes,
it's like short stories. It's like the anime stuff, except it's Clone Wars style.
I watched one episode. I watched the first episode. It was good. It's about the birth of Ahsoka.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was good.
I kind of gathered that just from the clip.
Right. Yeah. It was cool.
I'll probably watch all those when I get home today.
I was overwhelmed though. Like as soon as I clicked on the thing and I saw all the episodes were available, it goes back to my sumo oranges. Like I don't appreciate it.
Yeah.
Like in a literal sense. Not I don't appreciate, like I didn't appreciate that, sir. Mm-hmm. But I like, oh, it's all there. I can just, whenever I want. I can just get around to it whenever I want. Fuck it. There's no sense of urgency.
I think maybe it's a difference with me in that I just never have a sense of urgency.
Maybe.
Because like as you guys are watching shit week by week, because I don't. Even some people I know who choose to wait have that urgency. I'm like, man, I can't wait for it to do it. But man, everyone's so hype. I wish I was watching it now. I don't have them. Just like I'll watch it.
I will say I'm still like that Mandalorian experience. That season 1 experience is still one of my favorite experiences of watching a show and talking about it on this show.
Yeah,
because we were all on the same page every week. We all could discuss it in depth. Like loved it.
But that was an episodic show, mostly.
That's what I mean.
No, I mean as in the fact that like.
But you were actually on board and you watched it every week.
No, but because it was kind of episodic, where it wrapped up every fucking week until that one week where I was out because it didn't.
Yeah, 7 days is just brutal, Joe.
And you know, and the fact
is, I don't. Dude, I have too much shit in my life to worry about to have to deal with that.
And I think it doesn't bother me. It's like I can wait a week.
It's exciting. I can wait a week. I can wait a month or 2 months and then watch the whole thing together and enjoy the thing as how I see it should be enjoyed.
Yeah.
I try to finish reading a book in one sitting, man.
Wow.
It's always happened. But.
Yeah, I can't. Up to 5 seconds, I'm asleep. And then I lie about it on my physical paperwork. All right, so I got a couple things. Here's a question. How many people, and I want an answer.
Oh, boy.
Round number. How many people do you think you've interrupted while masturbating with a text message?
Oh.
Dozens.
Probably.
Dozens.
Isn't that crazy? Just thinking about how many times I've been interrupted.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just scaling that. Yeah.
Just take that with you, ladies and gents. Like,
Be courteous in your.
Or taking a
That text message could be received while somebody is having an intimate moment with just themselves, and now you've entered their brain while they are going to work.
or even somebody else. They could be doing somebody else, and then
Nah, because I don't have my phone like sitting there, but like
it never just lights up on the nightstand, and you look at it and it says, "Well, it would say
not while
mom
I'm
and
having
yours,"
sex,
but
not while I'm having sex. Now, sometimes maybe I'll lay it on her back while I'm hitting it from the, and just look,
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Catch up on your Twitter.
that's how you fucking watch shows.
That's how I stream.
But but no, it fucks with you. Sometimes you be jerking off, and because modern times we use a phone to jerk off instead of the computer. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I still use the computer or the laptop for funsies sometimes, but a lot of times it's just fucking embedded
Just
with the phone.
to remind you of the good old days.
I mean, bigger screen and fucking
Make your chest all hot.
little kickstand.
Yeah. Pick it up a little bit.
Yeah, and then because it's not just text messages. It's someone's name shows up and just like mom. It's like come on, man.
Luckily, I don't have to worry about that. That would really throw me for a loop.
Oh my gosh.
Paging Dr. Freud. So anyway, interesting thought I had this week. The other thing is, so Jana was asked out by this boy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Do you know this boy?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
It's not Will, is it?
Huh?
It's not Will.
No. But like, this kid is a popular kid, and athlete, et cetera, et cetera. Good looking kid. Never spoken to her ever, and asked her out with a couple of his friends around.
Okay.
And she said no, thank you.
Okay.
No, thank you.
She came inside, and she for the next 4 to 6 days, she was kicking it around as to whether or not she had answered that correctly, and does she have feelings for this person? But I think it's more so like, oh, I have attention now. They have my attention because they're giving me attention. Mm-hmm. And I am a cynic by nature. Mm-hmm. So I was just talking to her, and I was like, at first I was like, well, do you like this kid? That sort of line. And then it was like, well, I haven't really ever thought about him in that regard. And no, I don't think of him that way, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, then to me, it seems pretty simple.
Yeah.
You answered it properly, but she keeps thinking about it now because somebody is interested in her. Right. And I was like, let me ask you a question. Has this kid ever spoken to you? No. You guys live in the same neighborhood? Yes. And
it's our neighborhood kid?
And,
I don't know any good neighborhood kids.
And they've talked, and they've seen you a dozen times, and this week, and never said anything to you. No. And they asked you out. Yes. Without it talking to you. Correct. And they had friends around. Yes. And I was like, does any of that set off spider sense for you? Because it sets off spider sense for me.
Yeah.
And and it didn't for her, because as bright as she is,
any 90s teen movie.
As bright as she is when it comes to fucking books, when it comes to fucking being outside,
She's all that.
Exactly.
She's a fucking idiot. But I was just like, but then that's a whole separate conversation. So I'm still not sure if she's grasped that, but
have her watch. She saw that.
But then I'm forced to think I know this kid's parents.
Okay.
If this kid,
is his name Clarence?
yeah. Were to do that to my daughter, and then my daughter said yes, and then they fucking humiliated her,
bro.
How do I respond to that?
Dude, I'm getting mad thinking about it. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm like, bro, you fucking.
Yeah, that's tough. And this is what this podcast is now. It's the talking Bobby off the ledge while his daughter's dating podcast.
So that's something I've been kicking around in my head. I did want to talk about Tales for Star Wars Tales for an instant. I did really like the episode I saw.
Okay.
And it's 15 to 18 minutes.
They're super short.
So you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Dark Horse comics that are right down there called Star Wars Tales, the white ones with the kind of characters across the middle, right there in these. It's these collection of
hand me one of those, Joe.
It was a collection of small Star Wars stories that weren't necessarily meant to be canonical. Mm-hmm. They could be it's kind of if you think they are, then they are.
Legends, rumors, hearsays.
Correct.
I heard this guy did this one time.
One of my favorite ones in there was the stormtroopers blow 3PO to a million pieces in Empire Strikes Back, and they gather up the Ugnaughts or whatever, like they gather up the pieces of them or whatever, and they bring them to Vader, and Vader sees 3PO and like is looking at him, and he puts him in a box, and he puts the box over back, and he's like, make sure the Wookiee gets it. And that's why they end up on that conveyor belt with the Wookiee in the side, so that he can put them back together.
Nice.
Because it's Anakin's droid that he made himself, and just little shit like that. That was like I
wonder, like, yeah. I mean, it makes me think about the character and the time, and like, would that, would that be realistic? Would that, because that means there's something in there.
Yeah,
we assume it's gone at that point.
Yeah, there's something about a story that's that short and digestible. I'll say one of my favorite non-canonical novels now is Tales from Jabba's Palace.
Right,
because it's so short.
Right, there's Tales from the Cantina as well.
Yeah. That's another one.
Yep.
That's just
Is Coruscant Night similar to that?
No,
for fuck's sake! I knew
actually,
it was gonna come up.
It's actually a 4-book epic series.
Okay, it's not
really
shorts,
good.
right?
No, it's not short. It's pretty long.
I mean like shorts.
Well, there's only 3 books there. I think the 4th one was only available as a digital copy.
Oh, okay.
I read it like on my Kindle.
Because Coruscant Night sounds like some kind of anthology tale. Things that happens at night.
There are 3 different books. Yeah.
Yeah, isn't that something? All right, so then I have a funny story with Selena. So kind of a somewhat maybe tragic story with Jaina, funny story with Selena. So Selena, on the other hand, social butterfly, gets along with everybody, makes friends off the bat, going to be a popular girl, blah, blah, blah,
Is she
blah.
going to be a mean girl? Hopefully not.
I think so.
Yeah, I feel like she could be.
But also, so let me give you an example of how maybe she's not. New girl to the neighborhood, comes walking up.
Oh, exchange student.
Selena is sitting there with her other buddy. Her other buddy lives right over here. The one that we can depend. The one we can depend on.
Yes.
And new girl, and Selena says, "Hey, I like your shirt." And the girl said, "Oh, thank you. I like yours." And then Selena was like, "I like your shoes too." And then Selena said, "And then I realized that I had on my like beat up sneakers." And she was like, "I saw her look down at my shoes, and then she didn't say anything."
And she was truthful.
And she was like, bah! But it was just so funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
And then she thinks about shit like that.
Exactly.
I still don't think about shit like that.
And she is that way, right? Like she can read the room. She saw the eyes dart and then dart back. Like she's thinking that way, where Jaina cannot grasp that at all. Notes, I haven't had time to do them, but I did get rid of some yesterday.
Don't have time to actually read through them, but have time to fucking delete some.
It's been rough.
I mean,
so
he knows what
if
he
you'd
doesn't
like me
want.
to start us out as you get through those, Henry Cavill.
Yes, so
has
that is
signed
definitely
up
one. That is definitely
to
one.
play Superman in, I think it's in several cameos and a live action film.
So apparently he
cameo is
made
no brainer.
he made an appearance in Black Adam. I haven't seen it yet,
I haven't either.
but that's kind of what that thing is built on.
How is it being rated in the Gen Pop and in the fandom?
Haven't looked.
Okay.
So
I don't know because you guys are in public. Where
I don't
I'm
really
not.
know many people that
Actually, you're not. Only you, Bobby, are in public.
Yeah.
Phil saw it.
Yeah, so Phil really liked it.
I'm talking about like other people though.
So I think it's also been rated high on the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, not on the critic score. Okay. And I've only talked to one other person that has seen it, and that was Gomez, who's a regular on the show. And he was like, actually, he hasn't seen it, but he knows people that have seen it. And he was like, all he said to me yesterday was, heard that shit was trash.
Because I've heard both.
I've heard both. Yeah. Well, so have I.
Okay.
You know?
So
I
it's a
read-
mixed review.
I read an early review on it, and it was not kind.
Like
It has a 39% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.1 on IMDb, and a 41% on Metacritic. But it says 94% of Google users like the movie.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's a.
I mean
mixed
that's
bag.
usually like what I go off of when I want to watch something. But like of like the people who have said they liked it for the reasons why you don't like Marvel movies. Oh, it's fun.
Yes.
It's what a fun superhero movie should be.
Yeah. Well, that immediately turns me on.
Exactly. That's why.
Yeah. And I got news for you. Like, even like, I love Cavill as Superman. I think he's perfect. But like, let me say this. I know what it's like to see Cavill play Superman in a DC movie with the wrong creators at the helm. So it all depends. Like, just because he's Superman doesn't mean shit to me. The Justice League Superman is awful, you know? So it's like, it doesn't matter.
But we have James Bond as Dr. Fate, though.
Well, I mean, listen. If you talk about, you know, DC and the direction,
Yep.
you have a note for that.
Yep, we do indeed. James Gunn and Peter Safran
Yep.
is to lead DC Films as co-CEOs.
You love it.
The film, TV, and animation division. So that's
okay.
So I don't know. You know, I love him for the goofy stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying sarcastically, because you're not going to want this.
But I don't want to be Superman.
But look at that guy. Look at his body of work. But look, he knows what works because he was part of the Marvel shit that worked. But it was also fun knows stuff. And he knows you can do the goofy Suicide Squad, but you can't do a goofy Superman movie. I mean, the dude's got to know that he can't. It can't all be goofy. It has to. You know. You can do your Peacemaker silly shit, but with heart, and then you can do your psycho crazy Suicide Squad blow up everything fireworks show with words, as I think someone said some of these movies are. But then you got to have your other stuff's got to be a little bit more grounded.
So Chris, let me be clear. I want to believe.
Okay,
but I just
seems like I've seen that somewhere before.
But like, all right, I'm going to look up his IMDb. So Guardians, movie 43 was a writer.
40. That was a Jackie. It was a baseball movie, right?
Don't know.
No.
Slither.
Oh yeah, that's fun. That's a fun horror movie.
So he was a writer there. Peacemaker. Suicide Squad, fun.
Yeah, his stuff is all fun stuff.
Guardians of the Galaxy, fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's my thing. It's like, I don't know if I've seen him do
serious, because even Slither is a horror comedy to me,
right? I mean, that all checks out on my end.
It's got some like cosmic horror stuff and some body horror stuff, but overall it's a fun and funny movie.
He was a writer on Scooby-Doo too.
Oh, I mean, that was better. It's better than Scooby-Doo 1, so
you know. So yeah, I just don't know. I don't know.
And I'll tell you, this other guy I'd never heard of, but looking him up, he's done a lot of a lot of the spoof stuff, like disaster movies.
Oh,
See? This is the direction we're heading.
Hang on. But he also did The Conjuring.
Oh, okay. The first one.
I've not heard of some of these movies. Annabelle.
Yeah.
Annabelle is part of the Conjuring universe,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Conjuring 2.
Is this Asian guy?
No, he's a British guy. He did all the crucifixion. He's done a lot of horror stuff, but then he was also involved with Aquaman and Shazam, and he's involved in the Suicide Squad, the Blue Beetle movie, all the new stuff. Yeah,
yeah. So I don't know. Like, it's just, I'll say this: like, I'm excited that they're doing something.
Scary Movie, the original Scary Movie,
which was fun.
It was,
but I'm just not excited. There's nothing about this that makes me like, oh, this is going to be great.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I will say this. With the unknown factor that has been this Warner Brothers Discovery merger. It's nice to see they're picking a direction.
That's fair.
I'll say that. And same with, my favorite thing right now, AEW Wrestling is very tied to those networks. And they're all, there were some hesitations, like what happens if they decide they don't. The same thing when basically why WCW got sold to WWF back in the day is because AOL didn't want wrestling. Remember AOL?
Yeah. And that's why they died. They didn't want wrestling.
Why do you think they didn't? Why would they say like we don't?
The demographic. I think they didn't understand. I mean, it was Ted Turner's baby. The whole thing was. But they've been advertising AEW during the baseball playoffs and during the hockey and all the sports they've been advertising it. And I was listening to something today that they're going to try to position it more towards a sports thing than they are an entertainment thing, which I have mixed emotions about. But hey, if it keeps them on TV,
yeah. And then the next one I have to stop and watch because I haven't seen it yet. The Antman trailer.
I haven't watched it either.
All right, we'll be right back. Actually, you won't even notice we were gone. So I will say this. Black Panther remains the only thing that I am excited about in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I mean, this is like a fun watch.
It's going to be a fun romp.
I'm not going to be... I mean, it's a great soundtrack.
I don't think it looks bad at all. That's another thing. Is that just what they're going to do now?
Yeah. Hello? It's been that way for a minute.
70s rock
but it
music.
used to be just the Guardians thing.
Yeah.
But
that was like their thing.
Yeah, but now
No, everybody does.
But then
that.
Thor
Batman
started
did it.
But then Thor started.
Something's in the way.
I mean,
bro.
listen.
Come on.
No,
man.
I mean 70s in particular.
Shrek 2, man. Barracuda. Started it out.
I don't think it looks bad.
It
I
doesn't
think
look
if you think
bad at
Shrek,
all.
you're going to think Smash Mouth, really.
Yeah, somebody once
that's true.
told me.
But I don't think it looks. It's not exciting. It doesn't excite me.
My prediction is that Michelle Pfeiffer ends up being a bad guy.
Oh, really?
Oh,
That's just
she
my
was
guess,
a bad
'cause
guy.
She was in there already. Remember?
Yeah.
She was there for a long time.
She knows the vibe. Or maybe she was in there for a week. We don't know.
But the thing is, we have been desensitized to great visuals because great visuals are easy and dime a dozen. If you showed us this 10, 15 years ago, it's a different story. But we've seen everything else that's on par with it. Not that the effects aren't amazing.
Agreed.
But it's on par now.
Yeah.
It's hard to go beyond that.
Because it should just be a tool in the first place.
That's right.
You know,
shouldn't have to lean.
It shouldn't be the backbone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think it looks bad. It just doesn't excite me.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I'm sure I'll stream it sometime.
Yeah. I'll try to make it to the theater, just like I'm trying to make it to Black Adam, I guess. Let's see, and then we just have questions. So,
Real quick, Bobby, I just thought you might get a kick out of that.
Adidas seen leaving Pete Davidson's apartment this morning. All right, so Jacob M.
What up, Jacob?
Says, here we go again. Yes, $1,000 per round. As an added bonus, if we have a tie on money, you can roll on the chart below to get a random defect that comes along with your Weapon X serum.
Is this about making out again?
The person with the person with the most cash and defects rolled wins. Roll a d6. Can Google roll a d6 if you don't have a dice? All right. Butthole falls out.
What do you mean falls out?
What is
Like
this?
prolapse?
Is this a
I've
game?
definitely seen prolapse on porn I watch sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want that.
Like when girls be taking 3 dicks
Wait,
at the same time in the holes now.
Is this stuff to avoid?
The rose. The rose
The
presents
rosebud,
itself.
yes. The pink sock.
Oh, God. I'm confused, Bobby.
Maybe it's like a
this something
portable
we need
butthole
to-
where you can just take it out and you don't need a
Oh,
butthole.
never mind. I figured it out. You roll a d6, and these are the defects that you
Okay.
get.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. Round 3. The perfect husband. You just know. No more. What do you want to eat? Talks. You know what your significant other wants, even if they don't know it themselves.
Man, that's pretty.
That would be mad.
That's pretty good. But I'm already pretty good husbands.
I am too.
All 3 of us are pretty decent husbands at this table.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, we could all be better.
I'm gonna throw 100 on it. I'm down to 900.
I don't understand. I'm still confused about.
You
what
have
we're doing here.
$1,000.
You have
and we're
$1,000
bidding
to
on
spend.
these
I'm just gonna
superpowers.
fucking leave. Then. Do I have to spend it here? Fuck. How about I just give my wife $1,000 and everybody's happy?
Well, you may want to spend it on something else.
Oh God. Okay.
The doorman. All doors you approach open, and if you wish to hold the door for someone, you may do so and walk away. It will stay open till they walk through. Jedi hand wave optional.
I'm good on that.
I'm good on that too.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty neat trick, though.
Yeah.
But we do have automatic doors nowadays.
That's right.
It's like not that
You'd be
fancy.
the coolest kid at Target, right? Let me get the door for you.
Now, caveat: if you can open any door,
I think that's what it is.
No. Any door.
I think
Locked
that's
door?
what it is. Oh, a lock.
Gated
It
door?
says all doors you approach.
All doors is powerful.
Car
That is-
doors.
But yeah.
That's what I'm
they
saying.
say open.
That's what I'm saying. With that caveat, I would give that like 500. Any
I'll let you
fucking
have it.
door, your DTOF door,
I'll let you have it. I'll let you have it.
and like the
So you
display
down-
case doors.
You could have got it for 100 though, because you're going
Do
around. but-
toilet seats count as doors?
I don't know if the top lid is down.
Yeah.
Shoes. Each doorway you walk through, your footwear will change to the most comfortable and stylish version needed. Night out classy shoes, night in slippers, step out of the car door to go running, and you got running shoes on.
Bro, I went barefoot right now.
Yeah.
I'm always in my most comfortable shoes.
You'd be a great prisoner in Star Wars. It was like,
Thank
sign me up. 12-hour days, and they give me a tube to eat out of.
Yeah.
Sign me
Oh,
up.
I
And
suck
a,
it.
And a jumpsuit.
I'll spend 100 on that. All right.
Wait,
I got two.
Does it? Okay, it's just comfort, right? It's
Yeah,
not like it's
and
not
style.
Okay, so it's like because that could for you guys. I would think you guys would be into this.
that's why I
It would
put-
be-
that's why I
listen,
put
If I'm in
any
Nashville,
shoes would be expensive shoes. It could be
Yeah.
or whatever. What do you kids wear? They say Yeezys. Is that what they call them?
Yeah, well, that's up for question now, whether or not you can wear them
If
anymore.
I'm in Nashville, is it different than if I'm in Baltimore?
Yeah, it's up to you.
Yeah.
I'm good on that. I like picking out my shoes.
Dad pants. You receive a pair of Asgardian level cargo pants. Zip off to shorts. One pocket infinitely fills with peanut and M&M trail mix, and the other infinitely fills with a snack of your choice. Cannot change once chosen.
Oh God!
But see, I would want this, but it's not. I'm not.
It's not good for me.
It's not good for me. I would be fucking 800 pounds.
I'm gonna walk away just being a perfect husband and shoes.
So far, I'm not down for anything.
All right, round 4, starting over with $1,000.
Okay,
spice it up. You and your wife or husband behind closed doors can completely swap bodies. No, thank you.
Nope, I'm good.
Oh, I'd do that.
I bet.
Oh, I'd do that.
Yeah, I know you would.
Whatever it is, I'll give all 1,000 for that shit.
Wow. Wow.
Around the world. When it is time to get down to business, you have the ability to walk through a Doctor Strange type portal and be placed anywhere in the world to get down. When the deed is done, you are required to go back or face a rift in time and space. No overly public places or nothing too illegal.
That sounds fun.
It does, but what deed? Any deed?
I think it's
fucking.
sex.
Fucking.
I think.
Oh,
so
no.
do you have to
be
completion?
fucking-
Does everybody have to get theirs before you can close the portal?
I think it's you personally because
There's
it's
too
your
many
power.
questions. Like, do I have marital permission for all this fucking?
Oh,
like,
shit.
No, you know, like,
yeah.
it's too complicated.
It could be good, but it could be monkey's paw.
Yeah,
Which Bobby would love it.
dude.
The inside of a monkey's paw is very soft, Joe.
If Robert D continues buying me these ornaments, I'm going to need a whole new tree.
Nice.
He's buying me like a Christmas ornament a day.
That's awesome.
It's like the advent calendar of ornaments.
Except we're starting in October, and none of them are good. So backdoor man, both I know,
Dude,
but you already spent 1,000. You already spent 1,000.
I said I would give up to 1,000, but
so
nobody wants it.
Both you and your partner both now have glands in the rear that allow you self-lubrication. As an added bonus, all your shits are ghosts. You go to wipe and nothing is there.
Joe.
No, I'd pay for that.
Yeah, I'd pay for that, too.
I'll put 100 on that easy.
I'll go 200.
Actually, I'll do 500 on that.
800.
Oh wow! I'll do 1,000 on it.
I'll
Wow.
let you
See,
have
that's
it.
a strong power.
Edge runner. Pick one. Either you or your partner have the ability to bank orgasms. Each will multiply the sensations by a factor of ×2.
Joe.
I'll put 200. I only got 200 left.
I don't have anything left, so
Yeah.
I'll just pick the ass.
That sounds good. But like, can you though? Because you're an immediate gratification kind of guy. How long do you think you can hold out for to get that blast?
Well, I'll tell you, with this fucking dog here, a lot longer than I thought I could. So, thank you, Jacob. So we have one from Caleb. He says, Bobby, it says, hello. Bobby, it's kind of ironic how in the last episode you mentioned how much you hate hearing mouth noises and people chewing. I'm the exact same way. It grosses me the fuck out.
As well.
I say it's ironic because it's the exact reason I had to stop listening to Wine and Cheese on Patreon. as much as I love the content, I could hear you and Laura eating the cheese and I couldn't take it. So let me say this. We were aware and cognizant of it. We have tried to get better. It might be worth going because we are like, sometimes I'll drop our mics out just so I'll do it on purpose, like, because I am aware of how obnoxious it was. Anyway,
Is not cheese eating ASMR?
on to a question.
Yeah, some people like that.
Exactly. That's gonna be content by itself. Just recording of you two eating cheese and drinking wine.
I would.
Yeah, people will pay for that.
Has there ever been a time when you considered selling off one of your collections so you could start over with a different line? For example, I collect mainline Transformers, and my goal is to collect the entire USG1 cartoon cast. I'm perfectly happy with Hasbro stuff. I think they're great, but I also love how the MP versions of the same characters look and would love an MP collection. Problem is, I'm a full-time student with a very low-time paying job, so that is out of the question at this current time. But once I graduate and get a good job, I wonder if it would be worth it to sell off my Hasbro stuff and start an MP collection. Have any of you ever considered doing something similar? Thanks all you guys for the laughs, especially last week. Casey in particular was on fire. Love, peace, and Canada Grease.
So the idea of it is very entered my mind, very interesting to me, and I would love it in theory. But in practice, it's not like that. It's really a fucking pain for me anyway. A pain in the dick to sell stuff, especially if you're trying to sell entire collections where you're selling a lot on a fucking dirty mattress, or you sell piece by piece. How many pieces you got? And two is fucking secondary markets of things you're trying to fucking get. It's not like you're just going to go to a store and pick a fucking lineup that's just readily available. You're trying to hunt pieces down that's going to be 2, 3, 5 times more expensive than what's released. So like that theory of it is great. I would do it if it wasn't for all these stipulations.
I've done it before. I mean,
Yeah.
So I don't know what you call these. So when they did the G1 reissues, Bobby, you have, I think, Megatron in the box set there.
Yep.
So I had all of those, the entire run they had done. and this was the same time like the Vinyl Tech and alternators had come out.
Yeah.
I sold all of that to start my wrestling promotion because that's what was important to me at the time. And I mean, I can't think of a time where I've just picked up new shit and maybe slowed down on other stuff, but I could definitely see you do it. The problem is the secondary market on retail release stuff is just, you're going to have a hard time moving it.
I've thought about,
unless you have a dirty mattress.
I've thought about starting over from scratch every once in a while. Like
What specifically?
So like setting up something that was like, I've seen other people do it, but like you set up like tables almost, or I guess there's technically shelves, but they're almost more like cabinets. They go around the perimeter of the room, and you just put like one statue or huge piece.
It's more of a much more focused collection.
You know, and the only reason what it's led me to there is just how disappointed I've become in content generally over stuff where I'm like, man, now I hate some of this shit. And like, I hate this. I'm being ridiculous, right? But I'm irritated by it. So maybe if I just had a 1/3 scale Heath Ledger Joker, I wouldn't need a Batman and a Harley and a this and a that. I would just be there. But the truth is that like it would be a mausoleum. I would always view it as rest in peace to the shit that used to bring me a lot of love. And what I do know about the shit that I have is everything that I have, with the exception of the Maja case, because it's like my little carve out of like maybe to what could have been in a more serious collector manner. It's fun. It feels fun. It doesn't feel trashy. It feels alive. It makes me think almost in a more childlike way, I think. And the presence of it makes me happier. So I think like sometimes I'm like, man, like I would have a much better looking collection if I did this, but I'm not sure if I'd be as happy.
Yeah.
So I haven't really done it. But I think it's okay. And then we have Paul C. Halloween questions. I genuinely have no idea what you guys record anymore. Neither do we.
Yeah, no, bro.
As we're approaching Halloween, hopefully this makes it onto an appropriately timed episode. It won't. You're going to be a little bit late.
Yeah.
But maybe I'll get it up on Patreon on Halloween. It'll be,
There you go.
I think he's still on there, but just on the peasant level. You know what I mean, Chris? I'm just kidding. First, we'll start general. What is your favorite Halloween candy? When you guys hand out candy, do you give out the good stuff or do you
Hand
give
out
out the
candy.
garbage candy? Now, here's the important follow-up to this. Okay, let's answer that first. Favorite Halloween candy?
I like the Reese's stuff.
There you
Anything
go.
Reese's normally is my jam.
Any of my regular favorites just is Snickers, Kit Kat, and Reese's too, and Twix. Those
So
four.
Twix is mine, with
Butterfinger. So 5.
with Whoppers being a close second.
Yeah. Whoppers are good.
Whoppers like,
Until
can
you get-
become trash when you take too much of it. Your mouth is just like,
Until you
God.
get that one Whopper that's like burnt or
something's
something.
wrong with
It's
it.
like
Yeah.
hard.
Yes. The texture's wrong. The smell. Yeah. And then it gets like to be a solid fucking mass that just sticks to your fucking teeth.
And as far as handing out, we buy like the variety bag that's
Yeah.
got like a whole bunch of.
I'll be honest
If I'm
with you.
handing candy, I give it a good.
My parents' house, and I can probably count on my hands how many trick-or-treaters they've had in the past 20 years. My house now, we've never had a trick-or-treater.
Well, I was going to say, Joe, do you, in the past,
I pass out candy here.
yeah, I was going to say, Chris is going to be here, Cody's going to be here, Dante's going to be here on
Monday.
Halloween night, just hanging out on the porch, handing out candy and bullshit.
Oh yeah, we did that before.
Yeah, if you want, if the invite's open to you.
That's not the party part.
Correct, Monday night.
This is a Halloween
Monday
proper.
night is a part.
Halloween.
No, Halloween proper. The kids are going to trick-or-treat, and we're going to do
that
hood
sounds
shit
like
with
something I
our
would
do hood
want
shit
to,
with our
but-
friends. Is that what you're?
But let me see, Monday.
Just, it's open to you.
Yeah. I don't. What time are you guys doing this till?
I think it starts at like 6 and goes to 8.
Okay, I don't think I get home till 8.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can swing by.
I would definitely be definitely interested in swinging by for sure because it's not the. It's just a
Have one brewing.
That was adorable.
I'm a loud sneezer. All right. I'm sure we've all pledged to ourselves
We
at
get
one.
to eat all the leftover candy though, right?
Yes.
I'm definitely swinging by
you can
at
eat the
8, for
candy
sure.
while you're passing it out.
I'm sure we've all pledged to ourselves at one point that when it's our turn, we wouldn't give out garbage for Halloween.
Yeah, we don't.
We give out the good stuff. I'm pretty sure everyone says this, and if this happens, eventually there will be no more garbage given out at Halloween. When this day comes, will there be a good thing or a bad? Will that be a good thing or a bad thing? Does there need to be a variety in candy quality? If everything is good, will some of it inevitably become garbage? So yeah, and you know what it is? It's the shit that we hand out. When I say we, I mean the skull faces, because motherfuckers now will hand out the whole candy bar.
Oh yeah.
Like
Whole candy bar.
the
I mean,
whole
yeah,
candy bar.
yeah,
but
people
just-
will seek out those neighborhoods to get the whole candy bar.
Yeah, no, we drop like 2 or 3 of the bite-sized ones
Yeah.
per
And
bag.
And I'll tell you,
Not even the half size, the bite size, the regular, the fun
and
size.
it depends on your costume.
Yeah.
I'll tell you at the Crashbox World headquarters, we've been sampling the candy since it was available, and I didn't mention I love an Almond Joy. The bite-sized Almond Joy, they're getting a lot easier to eat because I swear them sons of bitches are like the size of my 2 knuckles on my pinky finger now.
Yeah.
It used to be like a quarter of a candy bar.
Yeah.
They're real fun now.
And that's what the inflation does. They're trying to keep the price the same and they give you less.
So if your costume is no effort, like some of these fucking teenage kids that show up like, I'm going as her and she's going as me, you get 1 little piece of bite-sized candy.
Yep.
If it's a little bit better than that, you get 2. If it's good, you get 3. And if it's on point, or I have a personal bias towards it, that's life. Here's a lesson to learn. You get a handful. And that's how I delineate. But that's how it is around here. Like nobody gives you remember the shit that like your parents wouldn't let you give was like just like a piece of candy rolled up in like a wax paper or something.
yeah.
You know, like you're like if parents get that shit the fuck out of here. Nobody does that anymore. I feel like.
I have
Or like the dentist office lollipops.
Yeah. Nobody does that shit anymore.
2 funny things happened actually. And talking about Halloween made me think of it. We went to Olive Garden. I went to the bathroom because I pee constantly, and I'm at the urinal, and a man comes in with his child, and they go in the stall, and I heard the child say, "That boy don't have any hair, Daddy." Talking about me, and I just busted out laughing. I thought it was, and the guy was like, oh, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Bro, listen, that made my day."
I'd have been like, stop looking at my
It was
dick.
great. Funny. My wife made a similar comment. I'm like, "What is wrong with you?"
Great minds.
And then
Great minds.
afterwards, we go to Spirit Halloween.
Of course.
Ooh. And I'm standing there probably on my phone, and this woman walks beside me, and I turn my head, and she said, "Oh my God, I thought you were one of the statues." I'm like, wow. Okay. She was all
like this big lurking creature. And
yeah. So I did put my hands up and I went blah, and she said, "I'm so sorry." I'm like, "No, it's fine. I've been called worse."
That's
Like
funny.
7 foot tall, just saying that for no reason.
Well, they have all the animatronic stuff and crazy stuff in there.
He said, and now the less philosophical one.
What if I get a barrel of fucking fortune cookies and pass those out? Would that be appropriate?
We had panda last night for dinner, and we had five fortune cookies. 3 of them didn't have fortunes in them.
Really?
Ghost fortunes.
Or just this restaurant mints.
How are you supposed to win the lottery?
They don't put the numbers. They don't put the numbers on them anymore.
They
either.
used, well, they used to not be there, and then they started showing up. I guess they're gone again.
Yeah.
And also, there was a time when
It was
they used
really
to be
good
fortune
panda.
and tell you stuff, and then they became vague.
Yeah.
There
And
is a fortune cookie manufacturing plant very close to where I work that I wasn't even aware of.
You get a whiff of it sometime?
I worked there for 15 years. It probably took me 11 years to find it.
Have you ever gone to get some fresh?
No, and it's right there. Like,
I wonder if you can dumpster dive and find like the bad
crushed
fortunes,
up-
like the fortunes
it's
that
right
like
there on Front Street. Like it's not like you could miss it. You know what I mean? It's
like
just-
the fortune says that's not really your mama.
Yo, see, that's a real fortune.
It says, and now the less philosophical ones. What are your predictions as to what would be the big popular costumes this year? You can answer it from a kid standpoint or an adult standpoint. My guess is that
She-Hulk.
Eddie from Stranger Things will be everywhere.
Yo, Bobby, don't show up to Bobby's door with She-Hulk. He ain't give you shit. He will tell you, here's a tip, watch them better.
Yeah.
I'm even like thinking about what I saw in the.
I think I can see a lot of Game of Thrones stuff.
Really, for kids?
Not for kids, for adults.
For adults, yeah.
I saw an Ice Spice costume going around for women.
Is it like the sixth Spice Girl?
Ice Spice is that would be awesome. She's a female drill rapper from Brooklyn.
Yeah, nobody knows what that is, Bobby.
Yeah, she has an officially spirit packaged Halloween costume called Ice Spice.
Have you seen the gag
What
that?
the fuck? An official? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen the
so
gag where
she-
people are taking that format and just putting whatever on it and making fun,
Yes.
like scared white guy.
no, that's awesome.
Yeah, scared of big cities. There's too many people.
So it's like she had a huge song over this, probably arguably song of the summer. The song called "Munch," where she was like, "You thought I was feeling you? That dude is a munch. He's an eater. He ate it for lunch and all this shit." Like,
Whose summer was this for?
Bobby's
like
obviously.
just in general, like
I
it was
guess.
a
I don't know.
huge hit. Drake flew her out and shit. Like it was a huge hit. That being said,
That's how
My teeth are too long for
so
that.
like at work we started calling each other munches and shit. Like, oh, you just a fucking munch, dude. Like, have you guys ever been a munch?
What's that?
Like where a girl has had you over and you just eat the box and then you go on your way home.
Oh God, no.
I wouldn't mind,
Do
though.
people do that?
I guess so. The dudes that she's messing with,
Okay, good
he,
for her.
you know.
Well,
He thought she was feeling it.
outside of the drill rapper costume, that if someone was wearing that, I would have no idea who they were.
Yeah,
So Stranger Things is probably pretty popular.
yeah, I think so. I think he's right about that.
I'm trying to think of what else. I keep wanting to say Harley Quinn because that's just been the thing for so many
there will
years.
always be a thing.
I'll tell you what the young kids in my house have been into in a super big way is this thing called Owl House.
Yeah, the cartoon.
Yeah,
Never
like
heard
they can't get enough. Like
Owls are great.
PJ Masks,
yeah, I don't know.
Paw Patrol. I don't know what's popular anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't.
Baby Yoda.
Maybe
I saw the strangest thing. We were driving.
strange. Was it a Stranger Thing?
It was a Stranger Thing. We were driving to Westminster to go to dinner, and that's actually there's not a Spirit in Frederick this year. It's weird. Spirit Halloween. There's
I know.
there's one in Westminster. So we were going up there, and this one lonely house. They had the Baby Yoda blow up inflatable thing, but just that. And,
Really?
and we're like, that's so strange. My
Nothing
thought
else.
is
Absolutely nothing
that's
else.
Grandma's house, and the grandchild loves Baby Yoda for some reason. That's
There-
my
She probably
theory.
thinks it's something gremlin.
There's this cat down here on our street. I don't know if you've seen it. It's huge.
I've seen a couple cats.
Huge black cat, and its head like rotates left and right.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
one
yeah.
of those blow up cats. Scares the shit out of my dog every time. Like I have video
Your
footage.
dog is a scary dog.
It
Your
is.
dog is a scary cat.
It is.
It's funny.
We only have 3 inflatables this year, bro.
Why? What
Oh,
happened?
man.
Did they all die?
We've only got 3 right now. We've got the
Getting classier by the year.
the hitchhiking ghosts from Haunted Mansion. We have that giant Mr. Mortis, the big skeleton
Yeah,
dude, and then
yeah.
we've got that. It's like a crystal ball, and it has a projector on it.
I'll tell you what the Halloween
And some people
costume.
didn't want to come up to trick or treat.
I don't know.
Man, that's-
Our two houses down, they have a bunch of stuff out too.
I'll tell you what the big Halloween decoration has been this year that I've never seen before. Like these huge skeletons.
Yeah,
There was one down the street. In
Yes,
There's a few. There's in my walks. There's probably 4 or 5. These huge,
Yeah.
like
They're-
2-story tall
they're
skeletons.
12 foot tall. I was reading an article
Don't sell right now, I
earlier
guess.
about that hustle email. I think I don't know if you
Yeah.
subscribe to it. But they were talking about how Halloween's gotten to be such a big business, and there's a skeleton that's I think you can only get it at Home Depot, and it's $300
exclusive.
And then
Home
there's
Depot
I think
skeleton.
they said a mummy that Lowe's has. It's the same size, the same price.
Wow.
But obviously, we know who's popular around here.
There's
What a
a-
world.
It's Home Depot.
There's a house not far from us that does like crazy Christmas level for Halloween. It's
Awesome.
impressive.
I think you'll see Fortnite shit. Like Fortnite
Would you
costumes.
even know? Would you even know?
No, but some of them. The
I
skeleton
assume
guy.
there's gonna be anime shit because I see anime shit. But
Yeah, there always is other anime shit. Fortnite, I would guess, is a big one, and because kids are still super into it. That's
but
all
like Fortnite is
Did you
known
say
for
she-
having
did you say
crossover
She-Hulk?
characters from
Oh, yeah.
but
other
they also have their
franchises.
own characters.
Okay.
Though, yeah,
Did you say She-Hulk?
Yeah.
I think we'll see a lot of green She-Hulk.
I don't know. I'll be
I
interested
hope
to see.
not.
Me too. All
Maybe
right.
they'll be twerking.
So Mike P. He says just needed to tell people who understand.
Okay.
Hey y'all, was just
Which one is
listening to Joe talking about crazy prices of the new Magic card reissues and thought I'd tell
Oh,
you this
God.
story. I
I
guess
just
I
bought
just
some
needed to
Magic
tell
cards.
on myself. When I was a kid, I collected Garbage Pail Kids. Not seriously, but I had several. Loved them. When I discovered eBay in the late 90s, the first thing I bought were the original complete Garbage Pail Kids series 1 through 15.
Holy shit, that's a lot.
Which was the complete original run. All 15 sets were pristine. The most expensive and valuable was the first series, which I paid $80 for. I kept the whole collection until 2014 when I sold the entire thing to another collector for $650. They were worth a little more than when I bought them, but still weren't worth a whole lot. That being said, I've regretted selling the collection the entire time. A few weeks ago, I decided that I'm going to rebuild that collection. So I've bought one card, the first card in the series. I paid $300 for it. It's not even mint condition, and somehow it was still a good deal. P.S. Yes, I know they're stickers and not cards, and so goes the tale of the collector. Love you guys, Mike P.
No, I mean, it all relates.
That's it, man.
But the difference is I understand secondary market, and I have no real fault. Well, except scalpers are scalpers, and we'd never like scalpers, right? But I understand secondary price is what they are. It's purely supply and demand, unless it is artificial, which is what scalper does. It makes supply and demand artificial. What I don't appreciate or understand is official product being way overpriced. That's the same reason.
Same reason why that's being readily produced.
Yes, they're making. They haven't made it yet. They're going to make it.
Correct.
So the sneaker market is a good example of that. In the I guess early 2010s.
Is that a shoe?
No, that is I will say from 2010 to 2015.
Yeah, give him some of that. That was
okay.
fun.
There is a 2010 Jordan. I think it's the one with the big window on the side. Anyways, the Air Jordan market had gotten where it was just scalper sent. Like you could barely get them anywhere. They were just scalping like crazy. So Nike supposedly increased, quote unquote, the quality, and then they raised the prices like $40. Took the money themselves at this secondary market, and the secondary market kind of dried up for a few years. They were still making their money, but they were making more money, and the scalper market kind of dried up. And then StockX came out, and hadn't been the same since.
Here we are.
So last one is from Billings. Gentlemen, the Black Panther trailers all look great, but here's my hot take. It's not going to be enough to right the wrongs and turn the ship around.
Yes.
One good, great movie can't undo the last couple years of mediocrity or dog shit. Yeah. I truly don't know what would at this point. Mutants. The multiverse does excite me because they have done anything smart. The multiverse doesn't excite me because they haven't done anything smart with it, and honestly, it takes away a lot of the real risk because who cares if this person dies?
Yep.
There's many more of them in other universes that they can just bring them back into. They just can bring them back into the fold. I keep lying to myself by saying the X-Men would save the MCU. Oh, there we go. But at this point, I've lost all faith that they will introduce them in any meaningful and interesting way. That's fair. That's a fair point. I feel like the question has been asked a time or two already, but what would the MCU make interesting? What would it take for the MCU to be interesting? And the answer for me is Mutants done in an interesting way.
Yeah, and I think a good movie could have brought the franchise back if it is fallen into mediocrity, but it has gone worse. It's the problem. It's gone to dog shit, like you said. So if, for me personally, before Doctor Strange 2, a good movie would have brought me right back in.
Yeah.
But after Doctor Strange 2, I haven't even watched She-Hulk. And from what I've known about it, like I'm out of this world, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
You have to have the series of good movies to bring me back in, and with multiverse, the only real thing to do there properly is what they talked about in Loki, right? In Loki, they explained that multiverse didn't exist for the longest time because there's these fucking multi-universal cops basically to keep shit in check, and then they fucked that up, and now we split off, right? So the payoff has to be that we've cut off all these other timelines. We're back to one universe. That has to be done.
I agree.
And go from there.
I agree.
And then consequences would matter again.
And I would think that would happen.
And you have to deal with the consequences of knowing that in order for that to happen, people are suffering. Like the time cops are coming to certain times and taking people out.
Right.
Basically. Right. You have to be able to accept that.
And you have to have, it can't just be Joe Schmo suffering. It has to be somebody that you care about, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Loki. Loki got taken into whatever.
Yeah.
So I want to tell a cautionary tale about acquiring properties. And of course, it ties back to wrestling, but it's okay. How long has Disney owned the rights to the X-Men movies? Has it been years now? It's been 2 years?
Maybe. I can't remember exactly when they acquired it.
Not super long, but yeah.
All right. So here's my cautionary tale. And I mentioned this earlier. I don't remember what year it was. Vince McMahon bought WCW for, and think about this, guys, for $1 million.
Yeah.
It's not a lot of money.
No.
It's not a lot of money.
Not in that arena.
I mean, even just a film library. He bought $1 million. So they almost immediately do an invasion angle with the WCW is invading WWF or E or whatever it was at the time.
Right.
The problem was Hulk Hogan, Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, Goldberg, all the major players were signed to these crazy contracts through Warner Brothers that they got paid to sit on their ass. If they went and wrestled, they would lose that money. So it was such a diluted product. By the time Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall and Goldberg were done with those contracts and were wanted to come work, it's like some of the red was off the sucker. So part of me, I'm saying that to say maybe they need to hurry up and do something while they've got.
They've kind of been hinting at it with Professor X, and
yeah, I mean they've given us some little nibbles here and there, but look,
to hint that they're coming.
There's no high. I mean, somebody somewhere's writing something, but they're not. There's nothing in production.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't hide that shit from us anymore.
Not from IMDb anyway.
And I think the only thing that we found remotely, well, I shouldn't speak for anyone else but myself. I have a problem with doing that. The only thing that I found remotely interesting about the Antman trailer was Kang.
Yes.
I think that having a villain to latch onto, like, it's important, right? Like, your hero is only as good as your villain.
Absolutely.
And vice versa. Like, so I think that, like, we're now 2 years of just not having any significant villain at all.
I mean, when did Loki come out, though? Because Kang was introduced, and I'll give him this. Kang was
the beginning of 2021, right?
But there's nothing about Kang in that movie or in that show specifically that like really screams like to a person that doesn't know who he is. Like, this is this monstrous villain.
But yeah, whether you I liked Loki. I know some people didn't, right? But introduction of Kang was from there, and I thought it was a very interesting character that to build a villain off of, because he is similar to Thanos in a way in that he's not completely bad. That version of him, anyway, and the things he says are kind of true. So it as a deeper villain that you can latch onto. But the problem is, like, they introduce him in a show, so they're expecting people to have watched that show and know who this is. That's, I think, might be a problem.
Except I got news for you. I think they're going to tell you everything that you need to know about him.
Yeah,
in Antman.
We'll see. Yeah, but I mean, I thought he was a very interesting choice.
But I don't think he. But I agree. But I don't think he necessarily stands out in this show as like some big villain that you should be like. I don't think.
No, but that's his beginning, right? That's how he starts there. Like when the multiverse started off, that's when it's like, oh, that's going to be a lot of him, and some of them aren't going to be very good.
I mean, if you think about it,
because he's talking about that, there's many versions.
No,
of him.
I know, but I think that maybe he hasn't been as prolific as he should have been.
It's been
already
into more
already,
like more sprinkled in more stuff. Like Thanos was sprinkled into every fucking movie.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yes,
I
sir.
get it.
But at the same time, the layperson that likes to go to the movies, the only reason they knew who Thanos was is because he was in he was in that Guardians movie, and I'll just do it myself. And then they were able to tell his story in a manner which was conducive to the overall arc of what they were trying to accomplish with that first movie and the second one that you really adore.
I agree. Should have introduced Kang and She-Hulk and be like, "This is a trash universe. We don't need it."
Just you know what I mean? Destroy it.
Yeah, you know,
that would have saved the show.
That would have been great at the end if it was Kang showed up and be like, "This is why we don't need this world.
This is why this universe is meaningless."
What if
Kang scrapped it?
Imagine that would fix
it. Would have changed everything.
Dude, let me write.
I guarantee you, there's a pitch meeting somewhere that's happened that says, "What if Kang has the Infinity Gauntlet?"
Well, bro, yeah, I promise you. I promise you this.
But that wouldn't be too far off from comic book stuff.
I know. I mean, how cool would it be if he showed up with a gauntlet on?
I'll say this.
What if he was Black Panther in one of the universes?
Yeah.
And he had the gauntlet.
Hey, in the multiverse, that happened somewhere.
Yeah, but there was something I was going to say about the Kang shit.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. I just got to fucking jostle my brain a bit.
COVID. There's a company in Cyberpunk called Kang Tao.
Why you gotta say it like that?
Because that's how they say it in the...
Is it though?
Which vowel did I miss?
Yes, I know what it is. So the thing about Thanos was they didn't have to put him in as much, so to speak, because they were introducing all these new heroes. But now everybody's kind of established. They're sprinkling out a few more. Don't get me wrong, but like now it's like it's just going to seem like you're kind of turning the ingredients over without having something new and exciting to sort of really sink your teeth into. And if they take a character like Kang that is interesting and really kind of roll him out, you know, I think it will help.
Yeah.
The connective tissue is not the same.
Right.
You know, all of this stuff seems like it's taking place in a vacuum. Well, not 100%, but a significant amount. So there's one last thing that I'm gonna play. Vex Supreme, he writes in from time to time with questions and so forth. He did a little Nerve Rage rap number.
Oh boy.
So,
Beat us to it, huh?
let's play it. It's just like a minute, I think. Minute 23 seconds.
Yo, Bobby, load me up, let's do this. Welcome to Nerve Rage, let the show begin. Over 1,000 hours of content, go tell your family and friends. Shout out to the crew table, you know who you are. Tell everybody else to sit down and respect the NRR. Without Bobby, Chris, and Joe Dolphin. It's meant to be ridiculous to last come often. The show goes off the wall, check the format if you're not accustomed. The background circle, here, Crash Box Custom. Joe be on Twitch, Cypress 54, shaking his ass for coins for $1 to show you more. Bobby's got reviews for Dummies collection. Critique, thumbs up to all the video my man puts out every week. Don't mean to cut you off, but I'm gonna let you finish. Shout out to eating broccoli cap with no spinach. My man's just kinda wild, putting ketchup on the steak. Dolphins in the gym, with the team's creative mind state. Sit back and relax and enjoy the show. She got a set, great tips and shake, pussy yo. Awesome areola, velvet vagina, no. Slap your baby up with the wax butthole. Sorry, about to keep goes this time, I see you later. Don't be a tasty tape on a tactic player. So pick up your moves and mitts don't have a fit. These episodes be thick, so like Grayson, we call them dick.
Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, and this music, I haven't heard this music in a long time because that used to be the intro music.
Yeah.
So thanks for that.
Nice.
And then we do have shout outs real quick. Shout out to the rest of the Cool Table. As far as I'm concerned, if you listen to this, then you're part of the Cool Table as well. And shout out to the rest of the Nerve Rage team. I do have a thought of the week. So, see, that's why I screenshot it, Joe. I had a feeling it would get away from me. So it was this young lady. Unfortunately, I screenshot her out of it.
Praise.
She's in a bit of a nun outfit. It's a very sexy nun. There's a naughty nun, Joe.
You could use nun in several ways here.
None your business.
Spell it different ways.
You're gonna get none.
I'm gonna get none.
Damn.
None gives none. Zero fucks given.
But I'll also say this. She's a very naughty nun. She does not look anything like the ones that I had in Sunday school. I can guarantee.
Unfortunately,
yes.
But she had a picture of herself praying when in her little scantily clad outfit, and Phil said, "My inner angel is now turning into a second devil."
Oh boy.
And shout out to Dante on Facebook, and shout out to Phil also for doing our notes, and shout out to Raul on Instagram, and Ricky Tiki Timber on our videos, and anybody else who may help out behind the scenes. And the Halloween party is this weekend, so we should have some fun pictures for you guys on different platforms and such. And that being said,
flappy labius,
tasty taint,
tight dick player.